Or in my server. What am I? I don't know what anything is right now.
Well, they can hear you now. We live. Hello.
Hey, oh,
Just so you guys know, if the stream cuts out at all for any reason, I am literally right by. I am right by my router that I bought. It's
whoa.
my computer. My computer is starting to be on its last leg, and now I'm getting nervous. But we're here. We're here. We're
I'm just
queer. Get used to it.
woo. I'm putting on my in my server. We Stram here long.
I mean, it's true though. Let's see. I should do the same
It's
thing to mine.
there. We swim and there is long.
We swim, and there was Wonk.
Oh, there we go. There's my puppy. There she goes.
Misha, you sound low. Yeah, I don't know why it's so low. Hold on. I'm literally right in front of my mic.
I mean, you could turn up your computer's volume. I don't know.
Would that work? Turning up my computer's volume?
Or no, like not your computer, but like if you go to your like I don't know what I'm saying. Like if you go to your settings or whatever, I think you can turn up like your mic volume
Let me see. Where's
or an
the?
OBS. I don't know.
Oh no, my OBS volume. It's full blast.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I'm like right here.
Hello.
I'll just have to turn you down.
Okay, if my puppy's not in here anymore, I'm gonna close the door now.
Yeah, you missed it. Like
Got
literally
in here, close
right
the door.
before we started. Zodiac's like, "Oh no, my door is open," and I was about to say what, and he's like, "There's a dog in my room," and I'm like, "Oh, well, okay then."
My dog is invaded.
Ugh. Hey, whoa, what's this? This is just hanging out with friends, aka Morgan, aka Zodiac, because I
AKA
have
one friend.
I have internet. You know, first world problems.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get it installed until today, and for some reason, and I don't know why, but my apartment is a dead zone for data. I could not check my email. I could hardly text or tweet. Morgan sent me a picture, and it took like 18 minutes to load
It was worth the wait,
when
though.
he texted me the picture. It was a cute ass picture.
It's a good picture.
But it's just like for some reason the apartment was a dead zone. So I was happy that before I left I was smart enough to pre-download audiobooks because for some reason, well, it's also a dead zone. But I couldn't download anything. I couldn't check my email. I couldn't do anything. And so like when the guy was hooking up the internet, he's like, "Okay, just download the app from your phone and you can hook up your internet that way." I'm like, "I don't think you understand." And I showed him. I'm like, I can't." And he's like, huh, and they looked at his phone. He's like, "Oh, this is a dead zone. How weird." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was. Why would I lie about that? Why would I lie about that nice internet repairman? I like."
Well, I mean, he could have. It could have been like because I know there's some people who like super exaggerate about like how slow the data is or whatever.
Oh yeah, but
Like
no, it
something
was.
takes 10 seconds and they're like, ugh, it's not instantaneous.
That's kind of how I feel. Where they're like, "We have higher speed internet." I'm like, but why though? Like, because I've seen some people who have like really high speed internet where stuff uploads like no problem, and they do that, and I'm like, see, that's cool. But then like I it's kind of like 4K TVs. I feel like there's a limit where you're like, okay, that's cool, but now we can't get any more HD. Do you need all those other
Yeah,
things?
I know.
Ugh.
We can't go further.
Yeah. Oh my god, though. Okay, so quick update. Oh, karma hit my father-in-law like a fucking truck. I swear to God. Like I feel. Are you still there? Oh shit, Morgan. Oh no,
Hello?
Morgan. Hello.
Hello?
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, that was weird.
Uh,
Oh no, it's a sign.
it'll be fine.
Okay, it should be back. It should be back. Very low video output. The fuck? Oh, I think it's my computer. What do you mean very low video output?
Hmm.
Uh. Okay. Hold on. Ah.
I
Okay.
mean, I have learned that being right next to the router doesn't often make it better.
Well, I have nowhere else to put it. I don't think you understand. I literally have no other space right now.
This is true.
I want to know why it says low video output.
Yep,
It's
everyone can hear you.
okay. So I guess we're back. It keeps saying low video output, but OBS is in the
Sure.
stream complete, bitch. Okay, I guess it's good stream health then. Maybe it's my computer. It's not the internet for once. So that's not a good sign. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Well.
You know, computer. I know I said I'm gonna update you soon because you're dying, but I can't afford you right now. So don't, please. And I do not want to have to open up another credit card to get a working computer.
Please no die.
Anyway, since we're back officially now.
Yeah.
I was talking about how karma hit my father-in-law like a truck.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
So, as you guys know, unless you don't, I'm a witch. I consider myself one. And so, I believe in karma. I don't believe in cursing people. I don't believe in sending someone bad vibes if they've wronged you, because karma is an unjudging bitch, and it always comes back around. Even before, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. You're being quiet, and now I'm scared that it's cutting out.
No, it's fine. I was very confused because for some reason my iPad screen is like everything else is totally upright and fine and oriented, but for some reason my like actual apps are upside down. Hang on.
Okay.
Just look at this. Wait, where did it go? Hang on. Look at this. I'm very confused and mildly concerned. Oh, what do you mean it's too big? I'm gonna fight you, Discord. Oh no.
Come on. Computer step.
Computer, my picture won't send. It's too big.
You and your big pictures.
It's just my iPad screen.
Okay.
It was just a screenshot.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do it from my phone since you want to be a cuck.
Well,
not the stream, but like just reading the chat. Because now it doesn't even want to read the chat.
Welp. I mean, I can also read the chat. There it is. That's a crop version, but that's pretty much what's happening right now. So, like, my iPad is upright, but for some reason that screen is not.
Hold on, let me...
It's just upside down.
Alright. Oh, that is unsettling.
It's just upside down.
Oh, okay, then. Alright, I guess it just doesn't want me to have pop-out shot, but I need pop-out chat because I need some kind of GIF. So, bitch, pop out and load! Anyway, if I'm still here and you guys can still hear me, say something.
Hello.
I'm gonna tell us about this new place. Playback is not working. Okay, that's nice. It says I have like perfect internet. Like I'm not dipping. It's Scram.
That's just the computer.
It's just my computer, which is even more disheartening. But so I have to have a GIF or something in the stream thing so it doesn't like fuck up. Since I know I heard it doesn't like that.
For some reason, YouTube doesn't like it when it's not a video. So
yeah. So let's try to. Oh wait, it's back. Okay. Oh. Was it just OBS being a little shit? I believe it was. Because the second I open OBS, it's like, oh, you want this to load? Okay, I'll make it load.
OBS was just derping.
So once I'm done with the stream, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna not hard restart, but like restart my computer, make sure there's updates and stuff, and then
give it a break.
Yeah, give it a break. So, what was I saying?
But now karma.
Oh yeah, karma. Karma is a bitch. And I have seen karma my whole life, even before I was like, I believed in magic and a lot of other stuff out there that I witnessed as a kid. That made me have my beliefs I have now. I always, it might take a while, but it always came back around. And that was something that, like, I always held true. So, even though, and I didn't fear karma, because some people, I know, would use that as an excuse, like, oh, I don't do anything bad to people because I'm terrified of karma. I'm not terrified of it, but I know it's out there. And I'm also I'm genuinely, this is gonna sound so cocky, but I'm like genuinely a nice person. I mean, you've met me in person. I'm
Yeah.
very, I'm very nice. I'm very forgiving. I am a person that will give a person a lot of chances, but when you stab me in the back so many times, I can't anymore. So anyway, how karma came back against our father-in-law. Well, the day before we were supposed to get everything out there. Now, this is where, okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is where I felt bad. I did. I honestly felt really bad. Was because we, like, Cody started work this week, so we had to be out this weekend. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It was, this is the only day. It's the only day we can get our friends with our trucks. It had to be done this day. And my father-in-law hadn't helped us pack at all. He pretty much gave us boxes, but that was it. Like, he didn't help us move stuff. He didn't help us put stuff away. He didn't pitch in for money for us to buy stuff for moving, because moving is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, here's some boxes. You know, but whatever. So, the day of that happening, we were told that when we went there to pick up the boxes, that Cody's dad had fallen and landed on his back. And we were like, oh, that's terrible. Like, what were you doing? And because apparently the two people in the house, one being the jail guy, which, by the way, is a funny wrap around with that. So, you already know. So,
I do.
what happened was, we asked around, we're like, what happened? Why weren't you guys helping him? They're like, oh no, I was asleep, and the guy who went to, the prison guy, because I don't care to say his name, he freaking was like, oh, I was at work. And so we're like, wait, no one was here. And we were like, so wait, did you like find him on the floor in pain? And they're like, no, he came back to bed. And so we were like, okay, no one saw this, no one heard anything, and you're just claiming that your back hurts now. So we both did think that he was faking it, with everything else that had happened.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to me is like kind of understandable.
Yeah, because trust me, a lot of stuff like that had been going on recently.
I mean, I feel bad for the dude because I feel bad anytime someone gets hurt. But
Oh
like,
no, I do too. I do. Like, I don't
like
feel.
I don't blame you guys for not believing him at face value.
Yeah, and so we move everything in one day. We get it all done that Saturday, which was also really hard because it was about freaking 6 hours of driving, because the distance between our apartment and where we were staying with Cody's grandparents and our stuff was a 2-hour drive one way with traffic. So we were driving a lot. We were exhausted. We got everything moved in. And Cody and I literally we didn't even set up the bed. We just threw the mattress on the floor. We threw a blanket over us and just fell the fuck asleep. And the next day we were trying to organize things and get things settled. And we kept saying too, if you hurt your back, go to the hospital. That's another thing my father-in-law is notorious for, is he is a person that will not go to the hospital. Even though he has fully covered insurance. Because there are some people I know who they literally can't afford the hospital. I'm not talking about that. Because Cody's other dad has a government job, he gets free, full benefits. There is literally no excuse to not go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's always been that kind of person. Something's wrong, don't go. And then his excuse is, well, whenever I go to the hospital, they tell me something bad. And my retort...
Go to the hospital.
And my retort is, wouldn't you rather know what it is than not know at all? That's how I've always been. I would rather get shitty news than then be like, I have no idea what's wrong.
I mean, that's kind of funny because I just made my video with
Your knee.
my story time about my knees.
Mm-hmm. Your knees. Oh shit, Morgan, hello? Oh crap, did I lose you? Crap, are you guys still there? Is the stream still going? Yeah, it's my computer. Okay, no, it's Discord now, guys. Hold on. this bitch. Yeah, hold on,
Uh-oh.
Discord. Oh, you're back. Okay, that was Discord this time. Discord was fucking
Oh,
up.
okay.
You literally said, my knees, and then stopped talking. And I was like, wait, I was like, yeah, your knees, and then I'm like, oh no, he's not talking.
No, but yeah, okay. So, because I made that video, and the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing was that like when I did the first dislocation, my whole thing was like, oh, I'll just walk it off. It'll be fine. Month later, it's not fine,
Yeah.
and it's like this is why you go to the hospital.
It is. That's just like, again, if you don't have insurance, that's one thing. But if you have insurance and you don't even pay a fucking copay, go to the
Yeah.
goddamn hospital. So anyway, Cody's other dad finally convinced his dad to go to the hospital. He goes to the hospital. The guy fractured his back in 3 places. Now, I do feel terrible. I don't like people in pain. Even people I don't like them in pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so...
For some reason, the first like sentence that popped into my head was like, "You can't be in pain because then I start to pity you."
Fuck. I mean, to be honest, you're not wrong there. So, all right, but let's do a little backtrack on why this is karma, okay? And why we do feel bad, but we're not like, rushing over there or anything. So, Cody, their only son, at all, like, and he's their blood son. I'm not saying adopted kids can't be taken care of, but what I'm saying, he's like, Cody happening is a very rare circumstance, and he's the only one they have. Gets this amazing job opportunity that's an amazing chance for his future and mine, and this is really the start to a career, because we found out that Cody's other job wasn't going to give him a raise, wasn't going to promote him, and so until something else came up, he would have been stuck in the same position that he'd been in for 3 years. Oh shit, did I lose Morgan again? Did I lose you again? Discord, what the fuck? Was he walking if he fractured his back? I don't know, but he was walking. He wasn't walking well, but he was walking. Okay, so Discord's being stupid. I have to go to the app on the actual fucking computer. Come on. Come on, Discord. Stop being rude. It's not you, it's Discord.
Grims.
I literally had to go over and use the Discord app on the freaking like Google Chrome because it just didn't want to work. So, where did you cut out?
I just kind of said, so I didn't say anything.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah. So Cody gets this great job opportunity. It's an amazing job. I'm not going to say what it is for doxing reasons, but this is amazing, and he's finally getting the pay he deserves and everything. Because that was another thing Cody found out recently. Okay, without going into too much detail, his old job, he was making $20K less than people starting in that position when he'd been working in the job for 3 years.
Oof.
And when Cody brought that up to his manager, they were like, well, you weren't hired with that pay. And Cody's like, I'm not asking for a lot of money, but I would like to afford rent. That would be nice.
I would like a livable wage.
Another guy in my department was able to buy a fucking house after a year. I don't even want that. I just want to have an apartment. Like, is that so hard to ask? And so, anyway. So Cody gets his, the proper pay. He's got this great job. I'm super happy for him. Cody's uncle is super happy for him, super proud. And then Cody's dad is like, oh, so you got a job far away. No, I'm proud of you. No, this is great. No, you worked so hard. Why is it so far away?
What, you mean you don't want to come visit us after we kicked you out?
I know, and I'm sitting here like, bitch, you kicked us out. What? And we moved
Like,
so he wouldn't have to commute. Like, okay, honestly, to be fair, this is 100% true. We definitely could have gotten an apartment for a lot cheaper than what we pay for this place. Farther away from Cody's work, but it's farther away from his work, so you have to put in gas and commute time. Half of the apartments we
hmm
were looking into, which I plan on making a story time for, fucking lied on all of their applications. And about like
oh,
really big stuff, you know this.
yes.
And so we're
We,
sitting
you
here like,
see, no one would be interested if we didn't put that on the website.
and I'm sitting here like, well, no shit, bitch. So you don't want, yeah. Rosie's right. You mean you don't want me to randomly walk into your house?
Yeah,
Exactly. That's
exactly.
exactly what it was. Like, okay, this is really really fucking sad. This is really sad, and I'm not making a joke about it. But I actually kind of think like when we have money saved, I actually want to go see a therapist and like be properly diagnosed, because I don't know if you heard about BetterHelp drama recently. I fucking knew that place was a scam from the beginning, and then all this shit's happening, and I'm just like, I knew it, bitch. Anyway, sorry. This
Well, I
is
mean, I've heard a lot of stuff like, well, okay, I'm not even getting, I'm just kind of in the middle on the whole thing,
Mhm.
but like from what I've heard, it's not necessarily as bad as people were acting like it was, but at the same time it's still not
They
great,
were
but
getting
like
forcibly charged $38 a month for a year in one go. Do the math.
I can't, you keep kind of cutting out a little bit
Oh
for
god.
me, so I keep
Oh
losing chunks.
damn it. You want to try Google Plus? Fuck no. You want to try Google Hangout, cuz I think it's Discord.
I don't know how to do Google Hangout and I'm on my iPad, so
Let me do Oh, you're on your iPad. Let me see. Let me see, maybe I can give you a Google
people are
Hangout
also
link.
saying I'm apparently really quiet.
Google Hangout. I mean, you're on your iPad for Discord, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe let me see. Maybe I can Hold on. I'm going to end and I'm going to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a link, and then you should just be able to click the link and it work. Let's try that. Okay. Hold on, guys. Okay. No, not that one. Oof. Oof. Where are you? Okay. Let's go wait for Morgan to pop back in. No, I don't want a webcam. Stop it. You can do it, Morgan. Just click it. Let me have friends. God damn it. Am I cutting out? Shit. Okay, hold on. Darn it. Ugh. Ugh. I'm not? Okay, let's see. Where is... Is he not getting the lock? It says I need to download the app. Fuck. Okay, so I guess we're stuck with this then.
I
That's so weird because
think
I've
it'll
had
be fine.
it's so weird. I've had other people, like I've done it with my Patreon hangouts where
Well, I know,
like
but that's on the computer, so that'll jump pretty like easily into things. But with fucking iPads, like it's like the shit where you can't use Google Docs on your like iPhone and shit unless you download the app. You can't use it online. It has to be the app,
that's
and
dumb.
I don't know why, but I
That's
think it's
dumb.
stupid.
It is dumb. That is very dumb. So, okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully it's not too bad with Discord being a shit. So
If something cuts out, I'll just tell you. It'll be fine.
yeah, and then I'll just drop and come back. So anyway,
Okay.
I want to see a therapist when I can because, and this isn't a joking thing, I legit actually think I have PTSD from living with my father-in-law. And I'm not saying this is like a clickbaity thing because like this is something that Cody and I both realized when we moved here was for the first time in over 4 years we both feel safe.
Yeah.
Because, and now let me explain, because I'm not saying this in a, like, because it's a very serious thing. I'm not saying this in a joking matter, but I would literally run through my head a million times on whether or not I locked doors. Because I would wake up and there would be, and there are always fucking men, random men in my house, at all hours of the night. There was no time where it was safe. It's like I would like purposefully fuck up my sleep schedule so I would be awake at the middle of the night and not go to and sleep during the day. But it would always happen. There would always be people coming in and out. There would be people breaking in constantly. We would have stuff being stolen constantly. My stuff has been stolen constantly.
Yep.
These people have usually had like terrible outbursts. We've had to have the cops called. Weapons were stolen one time, so that was terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, we're like 90% sure too, like half of the people that he brings over are on drugs of some kind. And so, well, no, it's not breaking in if the person who owns the house invites them in, but it's breaking in when it's like, hey, I didn't know so-and-so was coming over. Oh, so-and-so came over last night? I didn't know that either. Ha ha, how funny.
Oh God.
And it was always different people too. So it wasn't even like I could be like, okay, you're Jello. You're Jello. It's like, no, here's Jello. The next day it's a banana. The next day it's cocaine. The day after that it's a peanut butter sandwich. You're just like, what? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so that would happen. We had constant people fucking with us because of the people that my father-in-law would bring over.
All right.
Jesus Christ. I was even told over the summer. I was told over the summer. I remember this exactly. I was going. It was my dad's birthday. That's what it was. It was my dad's birthday, and Cody's parents were out of town. Now, this was after, finger quote, we're not talking to these people ever again because they openly admitted they stole from us again. And, you know, they said some terrible things about me and my husband again, and they stole my medication again, and all this crap. And Cody and I were like, okay, so you're finally done? Finally? Because I shit you guys not, every year we've been there, the house has been broken into, I would say, at least once every 2 months. At least. And so...
Exciting.
And it would be terrifying, too, because when those people would be over, they would unlock all the doors in the house so they could break in later on that night. So Cody and I would do sweeps throughout the house every single night. I remember once I had to do it 4 times in one day because they would lock every door, even doors no one used. I mean, unlock. Where it would be like the door right by Cody's in my bedroom. That would be unlocked, even though it's blocked by stuff. And we're like, lock?
Delightful.
Why is that unlocked? Screen door, unlocked, lock. Front door, lock. Like, we would go through and they would always be unlocked again. We're like, who keeps unlocking the doors? And they're like, oh, I don't know, it's not me. And then we're like, well, bitch, it ain't me.
Concerned about that?
Yeah.
God.
So, when are you getting married again? Ha, 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 in a few weeks. I am so stressed out. Like, I'm so happy, though, because now it's just my stress. I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But, okay, so it was my father's birthday. I remember because I was venting in our group chat about this. It was my father's birthday. And they weren't on a vacation, but they were off in Washington 2 weeks not working, visiting family. But that's not a vacation. So that's very important. I need to emphasize because they emphasized that they were on not a vacation, even though it was a fucking vacation. And they were
Yeah.
like, hey, Michelle, since you work from home, can you stay at the house? And that was like it. And I was like, oh, well, I can't tomorrow, my dad's birthday. And they wouldn't even let me finish my sentence. They're like, yeah, because so-and-so might break into the house. And so I'm like, well, now I'm definitely not going over there if you're telling me someone's going to break in the house
Oh
when
my god.
when you guys are in another state and Cody's work is 1 hour away, you know, with any distance. And they're like, well, Michelle, you work from home, like, you can stay there. And I'm like, no, it's my dad's birthday.
No.
I'm not staying. Now that you have told me that you are pretty sure someone's going to break in, my exact words were, call the police.
You cut out what right before you said it. Now I'm sad.
Sorry, I said, call the police. Yeah,
There it is.
they would openly say stuff like that, where they're like, yeah, we're worried about so and so breaking in, and I'm like, that's nice. And so then they called me this all the next day, and I refused to pick up their calls because I was with my dad on his birthday. We had a really good time. We went to I think we went to like Lucille's or something. We had a great time with my family. It was really nice. And then I get home, and lo and behold, they did break into the house, and they did steal some shit. So I'm sitting here like, so even if I was there, they would have still broken into the house. I probably would have gotten hurt because Cody's an hour's drive away. All of my friends are hours drives away from that place. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bitches can hate me, but I don't put myself
And
in
people,
stupid
like,
situations.
People fucking die from like robberies gone wrong all the fucking time.
Yeah, especially
it's
when
like-
these were vindictive people.
Yeah.
So I called the police. I gave them the address of the fuckers who we assume broke in. And then my father-in-law calls me the next day, angry because they all called him saying, why'd you call the cops on them? And I'm like, well, someone broke into your house, and I just assumed it was them because they had a beef with you. And you called me saying that you think they're gonna break in. Color me surprised.
I know, it's so stupid.
And this all happened before the jail kid came into the picture. So,
You know, okay, hang on. You know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna try. I don't know if this is gonna make it better or not, but I'm going to try and like
Go to your
transition myself to my computer
phone. Okay.
as opposed to my iPad.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right. Ugh. So anyway, Morgan knows all this stuff, so I can keep telling you guys about it. But like, it was stuff like that all the time. It was the constant mood swings. It was the constants of people not taking their goddamn medication. A lot of people were really angry in the live stream where Cody and I were obviously emotionally compromised because we had just been thrown out. Where we had, just been thrown out. And we had no idea where we were going to live. And if it wasn't for Cody's grandma, we would have had to... we would have had to couch hop from my parents to a couple of friends' places. We would have had to get rid of all of our pets in the course of, like, I don't know, I think it was, like, maybe 2 fucking days that we were given that notice. So, alright. I am going to talk about the jail kid situation. So, the jail kid situation, right? We'll call jail kid... Lug Nut. Okay, we'll call him Lug Nut. So, while Cody and I were house sitting, okay, while Cody and I were house sitting for Cody's grandparents, and keep in mind, we were looking for a place, and we had a place set up. It's just this job opportunity came, and we had to take it, and we took it, and now we're 2 hours away from all of this shit, and I'm so happy. And hey, whoa. So I have named the dickbag jail kid Lug Nut, and I'm explaining the Lug Nut story because people are asking about him. Just so you know, because I know you know his real name because I've sent you pictures. So I'm just saying his name is Lug Nut for this. All right. I'm trying to get better at using like inanimate objects for names for people because a couple of people I found out from my other videos who I was talking about. So I'm like, okay, whenever I'm doing story times or talking about shitty people, I have to use inanimate objects as nicknames. So Lug Nut is, I say kid, you'll understand in a minute. All right, so we go over to father-in-law's house to get a couple things. This is before he kicked us out, by the way. This is about a month or so before.
Yeah.
And there is this kid asleep in our bed. Just there. Didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't mention someone was over at the house. He didn't say shit. It's just there's just a kid in our bed.
Just there he is.
And so I was like, okay. I turned back around. I'm like, who the hell is that? And my father-in-law was like, oh, that's Lug Nut. He just got out of prison. Now, Cody's very upset. And Cody's like, why is he here? And then my father-in-law proceeds to tell us this crocodile tear story of how it wasn't Lug Nut's fault for going to prison because Lug Nut came from a really shitty family where no one gave Lug Nut a chance, and Lug Nut is just a kid, and he keeps emphasizing he's just a kid. This is very important, okay? It's very important. Oh, it makes me so mad. And so we're like, wait, he went to jail? What did he go to jail for? And he pauses, and he's like, well, Lug Nut was living with his grandmother, but his grandma said when she wasn't at the house, he wasn't allowed to be inside. And growing up in the ghetto, because I actually did grow up in the ghetto. I grew up in a very, very, very bad part of Fontana. Of California. Well, fuck, I named where it was. It's the shitty part of Fontana. There is a really, really rich part of Fontana. Yeah, we were nowhere near there. We were near Rialto, so I'm fine saying that, fuck. So, if you live on the base of Rialto and the cusp of Fontana, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about in Southern California. So, we would see that. I grew up with that, with kids in the neighborhood who would be like, no, OBS crashed. Fuck.
No.
Okay, see, yeah, OBS crashed. God damn it.
OBS, no.
Are we back?
The chat is exploding.
I know, I'm watching it, I know. Is it back?
Scram, I don't know.
It's back.
It's back. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that was OBS.
I was so invested in the story.
I know, that was OBS, guys. That was OBS, not my internet. Sorry about that.
There's problems all over the place, but it's fine.
I know. So anyway, I asked my father-in-law, so he had a key to the place. And my father-in-law's like, well, no, his grandmother was supposed to be there. And I'm like, so he broke in.
Oh, God.
Which is a crime. And at that time, I think he was already on probation for something else, which is why Lug Nut went to fucking jail. Okay? So, Cody was like, alright, how do you know Lug Nut? Because we never met Lug Nut before. Like, ever. And we're like, okay, he looks younger than us, so he must be the kid of one of your bad friends. We didn't say that, obviously. But he's like, oh, no. In fact, he's related to someone I hate. And so then Cody and I are both like, so why is he living here? And then my father-in-law goes on, oh, Lug Nut's not living here. He's just staying here. That's also very important, okay? It's very important. Those words. He is staying here, not living here. So, this is when I ask, how old is Lug Nut? Because you keep telling us that he's a kid. And my father-in-law turns to me and Cody and he says, oh, well, he's your age. He's 25. And we're both like, okay, so we just left. We full on left because we were housing at this time. We left. We called Cody's other dad. We told him what was fucking happening. Cody's other dad had no idea Lug Nut was even at the house.
Oh, God.
And just so you guys know, Cody's other dad pays for everything because Cody's other dad can't work. So, yeah. Yeah. I love it. The chat's freaking out. Wait.
I know.
Wait, what?
Well, some of them are talking about Dream Daddy,
okay.
So, like, there's that. But,
that's
you know.
fine. But yeah, so
either way.
If you're 25, you're a kid now.
Apparently.
So, anyway.
You know, like you guys, the kids who they keep telling, like, hey, you need to get a place because you're adults. So
the kids that they threw out 3 days before Cody's grandparents were coming home. So we had 3 days to try to find a place if we weren't gonna stay with if his grandparents decided to say no.
Yeah.
That still makes me very mad just remembering that. So anyway,
it's just everything they do is just contradictory, and I scream.
I know, right? So anyway, Rosie, then what am I, an infant? I love it. I knew it. He isn't a kid. Yeah, he's not a kid. He's fucking 25. So anyway, Cody's other dad's really pissed. You know, we're asking, because remember, at this point, we didn't know we had been kicked out. So
Right.
we're like, hey, is Lug Nut gonna be living there when we're there? Because that's happened before, where this is another reason why I think I might have some kind of form of PTSD or something. Because, you know how I would talk about waking up and people would be in the house? Well, that would happen too, where I'd find random men sleeping in our hallway.
Yeah.
Like I would literally, it'd be like 4 a.m, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And there's some random man I've never met asleep on my floor.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. And that had become normal. To where we always locked our stuff up. We were always terrified. We were always on edge that we're like, at any moment of any time, someone can be in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, but if we ever wanted to
kind of fuck anyone up.
I know, but if we wanted to bring anyone over, we had to ask months in advance. We had to make sure it was okay. We had to give them all of our friends' numbers, treating us like that was like a little kid thing to do. You know, but giving us the same courtesy.
I need to speak to their parents first.
Pretty much.
Before they can come over and you can have a play date.
Right?
You know?
Right. Make sure you have gas money. But no, I'm sitting here like, we paid rent. We paid bills. So it wasn't like we were just living there. Because that was something they loved throwing in our faces, where they were like, well, I shouldn't say they, mostly one of them, was like, you guys didn't even always pay rent. And we're like, you're right, we didn't always pay rent. This is true. But you know what we did buy every month? We bought food. We paid the power bill. Whenever there was a broken thing, we paid for it. Whenever there was an emergency, we had to pay for it. So yes, this is true. We did not pay rent every month. But we spent over $800 a month, on average, living in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had no say in anything because it wasn't our house. So anyway, Cody tells his other father, he's like, hey, where is Lug Nut sleeping? And then Cody's other father is like, well, your dad says he's not living there. And we're all like, we all know that's bullshit, because every time we go over there now, Lug Nut's there.
Yeah.
So we know he's living there, but for some reason, and we still don't understand why, they don't want to admit why he's living there. They
This
just don't.
comment.
Oh, sorry.
Who would win? Close, dependable family members or some druggy boys?
I mean, you're right though. That's exactly what it was. So
I know.
So it's getting closer to the end of summer. We're waiting on this job. We told them about the job. You know, we didn't tell them how much it was gonna fucking be, because that would have been a whole fucking scenario in its own right.
Ugh.
Because last time they found out how much they made, which by the way, before what we made was under the poverty line when we told them last time. Like our tax lady even turned to them, was like, "What are you guys talking about? They're under the poverty line." Because we used to do our taxes together, because the tax lady is pretty far away. And then my father-in-law heard about how much we both made together, and he was like, why are you always bitching about money if you make that much money? And before we can say anything, our beautiful, beautiful gay Jewish tax woman, I love her so much. She's amazing. She is the only grown woman that could take Cody down in a fight, and she's done it. It's beautiful. I love her. She turned to them and she's like, that is under the poverty line. They're not even in poverty. They're under the poverty line. So, anyway, back to Lug Nut. So, it's getting closer to the end of summer, where all of our stuff is packed up from Nana's house. We're ready to kind of go back and just wait on the call, because that's all we were waiting for. And we had told them, like, we're just waiting for the call. That's all we're waiting for. We're seeing if Cody got the job, then we'll be out of there. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, then we got kicked out, because we called to bring some stuff over, and my father-in-law called saying, no, I'm in a bad mood, don't come over. And we're like, what do you mean don't come over? Like, we have to move our stuff back in. And then we asked, we're like, is Lug Nut there? And he's like, well, of course Lug Nut's here. He's got nowhere else to go. This is what his probation address is. So we're like, wait, you gave him your address?
You can't see it, but I just, like, looked at an invisible camera off to the
I
side.
know. And we're like,
Anyway.
wait, so you gave his probation your address, so he's living there. No, this is just the address he needs. And we're like, and this is where the fight started, where we got kicked out. Where we were like, why won't you just admit the kid's living there? Like, we don't care, because we get no say in anything anyway. And we had been waiting. You back?
Yes.
Sorry. We had been waiting to just get the call back. We had a week, and we told them this. And it turned into this whole shit show. It turned into, you two are nothing but losers, and you say it's going to be another week, but you're going to live with us another 6 years like the losers you are. And
Oh
just
my god.
all
Another
this terrible...
6 years?
We didn't even live there 6 years. We lived there three and a half.
That's what I'm thinking. It's not like you've been there for like 10 years and you keep like saying, oh yeah, we'll move out like next week or whatever. Like, no.
And what's hilarious is when we moved in, they knew how much debt we were in because of them. That's another big thing. We were mostly in debt and fucked over because of them. You know, Cody had just lost his job. All of our savings were gone. We were completely transparent when we moved in. This wasn't a like, yay, we're moving in with our in-laws. This is great. It's like this is so depressing, okay? But I'm gonna be real with you guys, and I don't even think you know this, all right? So, what had happened was we were originally living with my parents. We had been planning to move out. We had everything set up. We were gonna move. I was gonna move in with Anna and Chris. Everything was great, and life just decided to fucking yeet on us, okay? Anna and Chris got in a car crash. All of their savings were gone because the guy didn't have fucking insurance.
Yeah, I think you did tell me that.
You know, Cody lost his job. All of our savings went down the shitter because we have to make his school payment every month or else Cody can get in trouble with the IRS because of his parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, and our bills, I'll be real right now, our bills at that time were $1,000 a month that we could not get out of, mostly because of Cody's student debt.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and dad were also in a very hard place. I can't say why, but they were in a very hard place. And this is so depressing. They came to us and they were like, hey, we need you guys to start paying rent. And we both looked at each other and were like, how much is rent? Because I was still paying all my own bills at the time. And I was barely making by. And my mom's like, can you guys swing $100 a month for the two of you? And we literally could not afford $100 a month rent with my parents. That is how low we were. And I'm not over exaggerating it. It was so heartbreaking. It was so depressing. I had honestly thought about giving up art completely. I tried applying everywhere and nothing was working, and we didn't know what to do. We couldn't even afford $100 worth of rent. That's how low we were. And we told Cody's parents that, and they took us in, and we were very grateful, and everything was great for about 2 months. And then we house sat for the first time. We house sat, Cody was doing better at his job, my art was picking back up, and over that summer, we had like almost completely gotten out of our debt, which is really good. Cody still had a student loan debt, but we were almost completely out of our debt to where we had savings. And I remember I had a mental breakdown. I cried because I had $100 in my savings account. And I remember being like, you know, months ago, I couldn't even afford this for rent, and now I have $100 in savings.
Aw.
And it meant the world to me. And then we get back, and then they're like, wait, why are you guys coming back? And we're like... And honestly, from there, that's when everything just spiraled out of control.
So it's just, I love that. Just like 2 months, and then you start having problems, and they're like, oh, you're not actually going to move out. You're going to stay with us for another 6 years.
I know, and I'm sitting here like...
What kind of behavior have you exhibited that would lead them to think you were like that?
Exactly, and I'm sitting here like... And one thing they would say, which they were honest about, but I need to explain. They were like, you two are both slobs. Because all of our shit was everywhere. This is very true, and you want to know why all of our shit was everywhere? We were not allowed to move anything that was theirs. So all of our stuff had to go on top of or around their pre-existing stuff. That nice bookcase that everybody liked in my vlogs, I was not allowed to touch that bookcase. I had to put my things around that bookcase. If I wanted closet space, I had to move around their stuff to put stuff in the closet space. I remember when I was finally making more money, I wanted to buy myself a desk. My own work desk, so I could work properly. And I was like, I will pay for it. I will move everything. My father-in-law looked me square in the face and said, well, when you have your own place, you can do whatever you want. We were not allowed to buy our own furniture. We were not allowed to move things around the rooms. We were not allowed to hang up anything we owned. Now, keep in mind, this is a place that we paid over $800 worth of rent in almost every month. And I say rent, but it was everything. It was food, it was rent, it was utilities. Yeah. Yeah. So this is very true. This is very true. We were slobs because we had nowhere else to put our shit.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing they ever could say. And they always loved saying it. You two are disgusting and you're slobs. And, oh, one of the big kickers that I really, really hated was my father-in-law would turn to me. Now, keep in mind, at that time, because we've been together for 10 years. So at that time, we were together for 9? No, that's not 9. What am I doing? I can't math right now. 7? 7. We were together for 7 years when we moved in. So he turned to me and he said, you know, I just don't think you guys are going to make it if you live on your own. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I think you'll leave him. And I was like, what? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you know, because you guys you've never suffered. You're not real adults. That was something he always emphasized. You've never suffered, so you're not real adults. Oh.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god, I'm loving watching the chat. Everyone's losing their mind.
I know. I'm silently watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm loving the chat right now.
I know.
Excuse you? Yeah, exactly.
Excuse you.
Oh, I love that. Armani's is the best one. Shakes in Spanish. That's the best one. I love it. I love it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, yeah, so that was our life. That was our life, pretty much. And so, you know, he's saying all this terrible stuff, giving us nowhere to live. And then Lug Nut's living there. Lug Nut now, at the time, backtracking, sorry. At the time, he got 2 jobs, which, you know what? Good for him. Good for Lug Nut for getting 2 jobs with going to jail. That's hard.
Yeah.
So, you know, he got 2 jobs, not paying rent because he's just living there.
Angry Texan shrieking. That's me right there.
Yeah, and so... ooh, oh, my back. And so, oh, I didn't bring up the bed, did I?
Oh, shit, the bed.
Oh, I forgot about the bed. Okay, so, wait, I have to backtrack one more time. This is really important. So, oh, yeah, I'm definitely a therapist. See, this is why I said I think I have what I think I have. I'm not, so, after they had kicked us out, and, you know, we had a mental breakdown. We didn't know if Cody got in the job. We were kind of like really sick. Here's the funny thing. Even though Cody and I were at our lowest low, breaking up wasn't even like on the table. Like that wasn't, they kept bringing up. They're like, yeah, you know, you guys are going to break. And we're like, no, we're just angry. Like, why would we, like, what, why would breaking up do anything about this? Like, what? And so... the least we asked for was our bed, Cody's bed, that Cody had had for like 8 or 9 years, pretty much since they moved. Because the bed that Cody's grandparents had was a really old, broken bed. That bed was a piece of shit. And so we were like, we're gonna go get our bed that's ours,
Yeah.
And my father-in-law was like, no, you can't take the bed. And we were like, what? Why? He's like, if you're comfortable, you guys won't want to leave your grandparents' house. And we were like, and we got in a huge fight over this, over the phone, where we were like, Cody's like, that's my bed. It's been my bed for 8 years. You know, and we were correct. Speaking of, I think that's Cody. Oh, I don't know who that is. Who is that? 7? I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, 707. My windows are closed, so I'm not being loud, okay? Anyway, cries in Turkish. So he's like, if you guys are comfortable, you won't want to leave.
It's like, well, guess what? You kicked us out. We're not your problem anymore.
And we were sitting here like being comfortable.
What the fuck do you care?
Being here like being comfortable. We're not being comfortable. We're not. It was depressing. This past month living with Cody's grandparents has been one of the most depressing times in my life.
You know what's even better? The fact that they're bitching like, oh my God, you're moving so far away. So you're upset if they stay with their grandparents, like with his grandparents.
We had nowhere else to go.
But how dare you move like 2 hours away?
Exactly. We had nowhere else to go. It was, again, this wasn't a fun, let's go live with the grandparents. This was like, oh, we literally don't have anywhere else to go. This is terrible. So, and then we were getting in the big fight over the stupid bed. And father-in-law then proceeds to say, well, did you pay for it? And Cody just, I remember the look on his goddamn face, too. Ooh. He was just like, no. Because it was 8 years ago, I had just gotten out of high school. And then he's like, well, then it's not really your bed, is it? So Morgan, by that logic, your bed's not your bed.
I guess so. What am I gonna do when I move out?
Did you buy your mattress?
My mom, she can't take it out of my room because, you know, then there won't be anything in that room.
Exactly.
And that would just be weird, apparently.
You were living a real life soap opera. I have sent Morgan pictures. He knows I'm telling the truth because it doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound real. I swear to God.
I swear to God, like I personally, you know, if one day it got revealed that you were secretly on a TV show this whole time where they were just doing a social experiment and you and Cody were the only ones not in on the joke, like I would not be surprised.
I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna get that royalty check because I swear to God. So gifting is non-existent to this people. Yeah. Oh, so let me bring up the whole it's not a vacation thing real quick. Because this one's just funny. Alright? So, about a year ago, they went on a 2-month vacation around the U.S. I remember because Cody and I had to pay for a lot of shit when they came back because they had no fucking money. So, that wasn't a fun time. They went on a whole vacation around the U.S. and they had a great time and all yeah. But every summer, for at least 2 weeks, they would go visit Cody's family in Washington. Cody's grandparents are very, very successful people, which make me very proud to say they will be my grandparents-in-law soon. And they were smart and they lived within their means, unlike one of their children that I know. And they were able to save, and so that's why they have a lot of money now. So they bought a house in Washington that's right on the lake. It's a really nice house. I've stayed there. Cody and I haven't been able to go to that house for many years because the trip alone's a lot of money. You know?
Yeah.
But Cody's parents would go every year like clockwork for at least 2 weeks. And I remember when one of our fights was happening, before the really big one, I think it was because Jason was talking about, again, how we weren't fucking suffering and we didn't know, like, know... Oh, no, whatever it was. We went to the movies too much, which we didn't. Because we didn't do anything, because we were saving to get the fuck out of that place. We didn't do a lot of stuff. I don't think people understand. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, how'd you do a lot of this and that? I just worked. That's literally all I did. Because I lived so far away, and I was so paranoid about leaving the house to get my shit stolen, that we very rarely left the house.
Yep.
So, anyway, sorry for my rant. turns to me and he's like, we've never been on a vacation. Our first vacation was last year. And I was like, what do you mean you've never been on a vacation? You go to Washington every summer for at least 2 weeks where neither of you work. And he turns to me, he's like, that's not vacation, that's visiting family. And I don't know about you guys, but visiting a lake house for 2 weeks, not doing any work, not taking any phone calls, you know, going to the movies all the time, going out to dinner, just relaxing at a lake house.
Just not doing anything but visiting family. Haha.
That's
not a vacation.
That's not a vacation. That's not a vacation. No. No, it's visiting family.
I love the chat. I swear.
I know.
Where's my pimp cane? I gotta bitch someone.
Yeah, so that's the mentality of Cody's parents is like they're very specific on certain things and their definitions of those things, and if you're wrong, then you're wrong. Even
You're like the definition of double standards. I swear.
Exactly. Whoa, it's totally not a vacation. Exactly.
I mean, honestly, if like all I could say is I think the only way visiting family wouldn't technically be a vacation is if you really just hated your family that much.
Exactly. Which they
And
don't.
that going to see them was obligatory. Yes, that word. That English word.
I love these. Nope, not a vacation. Not at all. No.
Oh, goodness. Is Zodiac mad because he sounds mad? I'm a combination of tired and the fact that these people, specifically this person, just blows my mind.
Yeah, so this is why I'm saying karma was a long way coming, and it slapped this man like a truck.
I know, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so
that's what it is.
So there's my tangent. We're free. And the good news just keeps on coming, knock on wood. And I'm so happy we can afford our rent. Our apartment's great. We have air conditioning. I have air conditioning.
Huzzah!
I don't think people understand how happy I am that I have air conditioning.
That was an hour-long tangent, I would like to say.
It was a very long tangent, so...
Hooray!
What happened with karma? I missed it. So... The day that we were supposed to move everything over, he fractured his back in 3 places because he fell off a ladder. I feel again. I still feel really bad. I didn't want this to happen. I'm not reveling in this. I'm like, because I do hope he gets better and everything.
I want this on a shirt though. Like, no, if I hate you, you can't hurt yourself because then I'll feel pity.
Yes, write that down. That needs to be a shirt.
And it needs to be a shirt. Like. Oh, goodness.
Do you still have Bink and the Chinchillas? Yes, I do. Which that was a fight and a half, but yeah. I have my babies. My babies are happy. Binks is happy. Binks is talking. That's something that none of us were expecting.
Oh.
He since the day we got him has been an extremely silent cat. Extremely silent. He did not talk ever. He would meow if it was 5 a.m. and his bowl was empty, and it was one meow. But
technically, I mean, if we're gonna get all technical here, cats only meow when they want to get human attention. So,
I know. But he's been
my
meowing
cat
and chittering nonstop.
My cat refuses to meow unless he specifically wants us to pet him or if he is frightened and is about to kill us. So.
All right, hold on real quick. Speaking of air conditioning, I'm gonna go turn it on. And a light. I'll be right back. And entertain the people.
Oh God, I've been put on the spot. Hello, people. Yes, hello. I am Zodiac Lord. Hello, I am here. I am Liv. Hello. Oh goodness. Hello. Oh God.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
My button press tried to kill me.
I heard that. That was beautiful. Oh, I just heard it was like a loud noise and then
A shriek.
screaming. Also, there is something going on in my server and it's making me nervous.
What's happening in your server?
I'm uncomfortable. My server,
Okay, hold on.
server. And I'm not sure how to feel about this.
Which one?
I don't know how to support this.
Which one?
Zodiac, my favorite quote from you is, Morgan, are you okay? Oh my god, that's my friend's quote, not mine, specifically.
Where should I be looking?
What?
You were like, it's in my server, and where do I look in your server?
Oh, in chit chat.
Oh.
It's horrifying.
What's with the nut?
I don't know. This is the kind of humor I don't understand.
Zodiac found out. Quit now. What? 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 I'm scrolling up. What is this?
I don't know. This just makes me think of the kind, like, clearly an inside joke I've missed on.
Yeah.
I've just been watching it the past 10 minutes. Like, just silently.
Anyway, so we're free, we're happy, we're good. Quick update though, I will be open for traditional commissions very soon. I have information up on DA and for Affinity right now. But
I was about to go on an assassination mission.
I was so, oh my god, I'm watching it just explode.
I know this is something.
But I was supposed to get the examples and some of them done this week because they're technically Inktober commissions, but I'm pushing them into November because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this for me, but I'm letting them all know. I'm like, yeah, I just got my internet turned on today. I still don't have a desk. I have nowhere to do work right now, so I'm gonna have to push back until then. But the Muns are gonna help me pay for my living expenses for this month. Because even though I'm getting married, you still gotta pay rent and utilities. But I'm not an adult. No.
Gotta do the stuff.
Yes. But anyway, now that we're here, do you guys have any questions for us?
Yes.
Any questions or whatever? We can talk about Crackland shit, whatever you guys want.
I know, it's the perfect opportunity.
Because I'm free pretty much until like Cody calls me.
Oh my fucking god.
He calls me with when I need to go pick him up. Have you played Majora's Mask? I have not. I want to get it. I haven't beat Ocarina of Time. But yeah, if you want to have any questions or anything, at me
Yes.
or Zodiac, and then put question. Oh, actually, no, Zodiac's probably drawing. At me.
What?
At me, and then I'll be able to see.
I'm not drawing because I'm not on my iPad.
Oh right, you're on your computer.
I'm on my computer. I'm here. I'm existing. This is slightly unrelated, but this is just because the stupid nut thing that's happening right now is getting me thinking about it. It's because, like, I can't, those fucking comments that are, like, the most random bullshit in the world, like, I can't stand them. Not because they seem like an attempt of humor, but it's not funny. Like, I got it on, maybe I have the screenshot. Because I got something, because I posted that, like, sketch on Instagram of, like, one of my pictures, but super zoomed in, because, like, haha. And
Which
I
one?
got, like, literally 2 comments, like, a minute apart from each other that are just, like, total spam crap. And they're from people who follow me, and they haven't bothered me before. But I'm just sitting here like, okay, does someone find this funny? Is this, like, a joke? Because how is this funny? There's nothing clever. There's no punchline. It's just stupid.
Let me
It's
see.
like, I don't. Here, I can send the picture of it. Because I basically just reported it as spam, like, flagged it as spam. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're gonna do that, like, if you think that's funny, I'm gonna consider it spam. But, like, it's so. But I've gotten that stuff before, and it irritates me. Because it's just like, why? And it's like, it's not like.
I see what you're talking about now. No, honestly, I can relate. I totally do. I've been there where I'm like, you just get a random comment that has nothing to do with what you're talking about, and you're like, just why? Why?
Oh, it's like, what's funny about this? There's nothing clever, there's no punchline. So if you think it's funny, you're clearly the only person who thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And then it's even the same shit like when people do the whenever somebody like is like a tracer or whatever, there's people who for some reason just decide to spam their comments with those like chain messages or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get the person's not a good person, but what does this accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah, what did it do?
No one finds it funny. It doesn't make the person change their mind. And I'm like, I don't understand. And yeah, there we go.
I know, I'll never understand either. Let's see.
Anyway,
shit,
yes,
you
now
guys,
we can answer questions.
wow,
I've stalled, so now there's definitely
so
questions.
many. Jesus. Okay. Will you stream more games? Probably not on this channel anymore. I would probably stream them on Twitch or my what was game channel that's now a vlog channel. Because with Cody's new job, we just don't know when we're going to be able to sit down and do games together, so it'll probably be that one. You should when you get the chance. Oh yeah, let's see. Crackland shit, please. Okay, that's not a question, but yeah, ask the Crackland stuff. Will you be doing an apartment tour? Probably not. I mean, I'll be vlogging here and there. I'm not going to be a daily vlogger or anything, but I do kind of like vlogging. It's kind of fun. So, I mean, you'll see it through that way. And I will do a workspace tour, but that's probably not going to be until, like, December. Because, again, we're paying for pretty much everything. So, the only furniture we have that's coming that I know of right now is my desk. And my desk doesn't have any shelves or any drawers. So, a lot of our stuff has to stay in boxes. So, it's probably going to be a while until it's, like, set up. But I have a really good idea of what I'm going to do. Let's see. How do you commission an artist? I want to, but I've never commissioned anyone. Well, make sure they do commissions. Don't just ask. You can usually find it around, this is why it's good for artists to use websites like DA, and I don't know why they shit on it so much.
I know, like, God, that's a whole other thing. That's a tangent for another day right there.
Oh, no, I know. I don't understand why everybody shits on DeviantArt.
Yeah,
I'm
like, I get the complaint, but I look at it and I'm like, this is kind of stuff that could apply to any website if you look hard enough.
Any website.
You know?
Any website.
I'm not saying DA doesn't have problems, but I mean, if you're looking in the right places, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's really not. So that's why it's easier to do that. That way you can just, look at it that way. Yeah, so just like look for a DA for Affinity Tumblr or something, and look for where they would say they have commissions and they have like contact info or something, and then just kind of message them and be like, hey, I'd like to commission you. Can I see your prices?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, my advice would definitely be to look first before you ask. It's never a problem to ask.
Yeah.
Like, it never is, but always look first, because I get that sometimes where people will, like, message me asking, hey, do you do commissions? And I'm like, it's
hold on, it's
on
code.
my
Real quick,
front
hold
page.
on. Distract the people, I have to answer the phone.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Hello. You guys can ask me questions. Just do the same thing, but at me and ask question. And they'll answer question, I suppose. Hello. I am here. Just do the same thing you're doing with Mitchie, but just do it with my username. The Zodiac Ward. ASMR with the Zodiac Ward. Yes, indeed. I apparently do that a lot, so yes. Hello. Hello. Scrim. Hello, hello, hello. Why am I so awesome? I mean, that's subjective. I believe I'm mediocre at best. So, how did Gabe become a thing? Oh Lord. Well, it all started a fateful day. Honestly, that probably happened. Honestly, I like to consider Gabe the very solid transition from when we decided Crackland wasn't just like like it could totally be possible as that weird anime crossover episode thing to like, yeah, just fuck the canon, it's fine, whatever. Um fuck the canon story. Uh so he was kind of that point, but Gabe became a thing because we had our OTP, and we were like, we want to give him a kid. And I just got excited thinking about it because I love crack kids. And before this point, we had like Gabe was the first crack kid essentially, which is kind of funny to think about in all honesty. But so he was the first one. And I just got really excited thinking about like, oh, what if they had a kid? I bet they'd be so cute. So I drew a picture, and that's how he existed. And he's actually changed a lot since that picture, to be honest, just in little details. Like originally his little like hair swoop thing wasn't a giant curl that's expressive. It was just a little like cowlick, and then it became its own thing. And so there's that. And then he became super god powerful because I literally I wanted to draw a funny picture, but I essentially just didn't want to draw him naked because that was weird. And so hello? um hello?
I'm back.
Oh, I'm asking somebody asked how Gabe became a thing. So I was like,
Oh, you talked about the
There.
OTP?
yeah, well, I'm talking about like how he became a thing, and I'm like, he was their first crack kid or whatever, and then like how he just originally he was just supposed to be a normal child, and then I was like, haha, in my world he could totally be a mage. Let's just make him a mage, and that's all he was gonna be. He wasn't gonna be super powerful Jesus.
No,
He was
it
just
was
gonna be a mage. But then
'cause-
I wanted to draw a cute picture, but I didn't want to draw him naked because that was weird. So I'm like, okay, you know what? He's just a little more powerful than my mages. Just a little, to the point where he can just kind of make clothes out of thin air. But
Yeah.
that's it. Just a little. And
Just
for
a
some
little.
reason that joke just got worse and worse.
And now he brought back
And
the
we
dead.
And then he started doing a lot of other things he shouldn't be doing. Kept going and it never stopped.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. Yeah, he brought back the dead. He helped infertile people get pregnant.
he made it possible for a mage to have a second kid.
This is very true.
What else did he do?
he pretty
turned
much-
everyone into mermaids at one point.
He turned everyone into mermaids. I think that was the biggest thing at when the mermaid adventure happened the first time.
Yeah.
Cause
Gosh,
aged.
it's so
he
weird
a-
comparing
he,
that to now.
He aged all of his friends up and then just kept him that age.
Yep, and because everyone thought, okay, it's his dad's fault. He placed a curse on them.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope it just doesn't last long. And then it just kept going. And then you find out, plot twist, it was Gabe keeping them older all along because he was having fun.
Yeah.
And it was like, dun dun dun. And then Gabe just became Jesus. Like,
Yeah, he just
oh God,
became.
I missed so many questions
Oh my
because the
God.
second one made me go on a tinge.
It's okay. It's Gabe Jesus, and now we have a new OTP, where where they're gay. Like somehow it just.
Good.
It's like because we
They're
didn't even
gay, but they're not gay.
exactly. Like I picture like. I don't know. I picture like Gabe is just. He just likes Dimitri. Like he doesn't really like anybody else.
I know. Well, that's why I thought it was so funny just picturing it like, okay, so you're gay, and he's like, am I? And it's like, okay, but do you like girls or guys? I like Dimitri. Help.
I think there's a name for that. I think there is a thing. I think it's called like resi romantic or something like that, where you only like people who like you back, or it's something like that. I remember seeing it, something like that.
There we go. That's Gabe. There we go.
Because Dimitri is by technicality bisexual. He's just very heavily leaning towards the men's side.
Yes. And Gabe's just his sexuality is just I like Dimitri. Hello, yes.
His hair is soft.
I like his hair.
Any advice for doing watercolor? For me, it was use less water. That was like the best advice that anyone ever told me. How does one draw boyos? It takes practice if you're used to drawing chicks. It does.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I accidentally give my men hips. Hey, don't eat the wire. Binks, no. Hey! Where's the spray? Hold on, I gotta get the vinegar spray.
Now everyone in
Where
the
is it?
chat's
No,
just saying
you know
his
that.
sexuality is
Well, you can be all
Dimitri.
cuddly and cute now. I think you're the reason that my shit doesn't work, Binks. Okay, where's the spray bottle? There it is.
Yeah, I mean, my tip
I will spray
for
you.
drawing dudes,
Don't
I
tempt me.
guess, because
Ah!
my tip would just because like a
Okay,
lot
I'm
of
back.
people seem to have an issue where they try to make like you can make guys like just as what's the right word for it? Like just as flowy as girls, quote unquote, like with poses and stuff, and still make them look like guys. Like I personally, it really bugs. It's a pet peeve of mine when I see people like draw their guys but give them very feminine bodies all the time. Not
Yeah.
that I have not made many a femboy before.
There's a
Many.
difference.
I think
There's a big difference between. Okay, so I'm already gonna offend some people, but fuck it, it's me. So you can get away with it if you are making a trans man character, but like normal men don't have birth and hips. Some of them can have pronounced hips, but oh hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, did I cut out?
He was silent there for a moment. I got scared.
Oh god, I was talking. I was saying how like the only time I think it's okay is when you have like a trans man character.
Yeah. Well, it's like I agree with that. Like, cause I mean, me honestly, if it's a trans character who's like post any hormones or anything, like I'm a trans dude, and my joke in theater is that I have very honest hips.
I mean,
That's just.
I don't know.
that's
You
my
wore baggy clothes when I met you, but they didn't seem that strong when I met you.
Oh yeah. Well, if like I wasn't wearing baggy clothes, you could tell.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's because I wear that stupid jacket all the time. So
Oh,
Yeah,
you call it stupid. I thought you liked the stupid jacket.
I do like my stupid jacket. It's why I wear my stupid jacket. But yeah, and like, so I don't personally mind when you draw like a trans character who's like pre any kind of surgery or anything, but like biologically correct, and I don't understand why people get irritated about that if it's pre-surgery. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
but
You
I'd
can-
also say, because I think this is funny too, because I see, in fact, this is part of the reason why Lust even exists the way he does. But
Lust is not trans.
It's
Don't
because-
don't think of that. He's not trans. He's just him.
no, it's because I'd always see people draw like femboys and shit with really like really feminine physiques, to where it's like that just looks like a girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, but in real life, guys with wide hips don't look like pretty at all.
Yeah.
That's just it's kind of the thing. I'm not saying that's not me insulting anyone or body shaming anyone. That's just kind of like typically just I don't know. I'm just digging this hole deeper, aren't I? But
It's fine.
like just it doesn't look as natural. Let's just say it like that, because they're not supposed to have wide hips.
Yeah.
But so like it really irritates me when I see like femboys and they have to over accentuate the fact that like yes, he was meant to look like a girl, and obviously if his body doesn't look feminine, he won't look like a girl. Meanwhile, he looks pretty feminine physically, but he also, if he wore guy clothes, he'd look like a dude.
All
So-
he'd have to do is tie his hair back. Cough.
Winks. Anyway, winks and internet. But yeah, and so like, I mean, that's not like, anything against. If that's how you want to draw your guys, then like you do your thing. That's okay. But like,
I know you had to get sprayed.
personally-
I know you're not happy. Don't eat the router wire. I just bought it. Sorry. He likes
So
eating wires.
So, but I personally, what about girl characters who aren't trans that have boxy male upper bodies? Well, I mean, if it looks like an actual guy, that to me is a little bit confusing. But I love my beefy women, so like,
Well, here's the thing with beefy
You
women
know,
too. Like, you can have
but
a beefy
even-
woman who doesn't have she doesn't have like Zarya chest. I like Zarya, but like she's a very big beefy woman, but they also gave her a big meaty chest. Some
Yeah.
women can be big and beefy
Which-
with little chest, but there's still a little bump there. Oh, a good example is Game of Thrones, because I'm finally showing Cody Game of Thrones. Brienne of Tarth is a very, very, very big, masculine, beautiful woman. Zodiac, I shit you not, I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but she's Dilly in a nutshell. Oh no, I'm wrong.
I love it already.
I'm wrong. She's Dilly if she was smart. So
There we
she's
go.
really dangerous. If you make Dilly smart, that's her.
There we go.
And white.
It's just anatomy is a complicated thing, and it frustrates me when like artists excuse like unrealistic anatomy by just saying like, well, like anyone can have any, but I'm like, that's not necessarily how that works. There are some rules. There are some. Please.
I love Pastel and Sky. Sky, my wife, and Pastel. I love Brienne. I know, she's great. Gerudo people from Breath of the
People are
Wild.
asking the questions. Oh dear.
I know. Depends on which one. Because, well, yes, a lot of them are beautiful, big, beefy women for the Gerudo. Some are a lot more, generically female? They're more exaggerated and everything.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Oh! Well, I mean, we we made our first trans character of Crackland, but
This is true.
but he's
They're
dead.
but
He's
it's
dead.
okay.
He's dead. But there we
He
go.
exists.
We can check that box now.
Yeah, there we go. We're hitting all our boxes is what we're doing.
You know what's
we'll
funny?
be a true college.
You know what's funny and
as soon as
sad?
possible.
Like no one else is gonna get this. But you know what's funny and sad that I was thinking of about that since we decided that? I was like, oh, wouldn't that make more sense on like why he didn't really want to, have sex too? Is because he's like, this is my perfect relationship. I'm so happy right now.
No.
Because then like,
I cry.
I won't have to worry about dysphoria. I know it's been like a month, you're probably tired of hearing this, but it was super nice meeting you at San Japan. It was my first time meeting you too. Oh, hey! No, it's no problem, man. I loved meeting people. I'm not tired of it. I think it was great. Like, you guys made my trip great. The fact that
I feel sad I missed the people who wanted to meet.
Yeah, people killed my booth. Like, where's Zodiac? And so, you know what that means, dude? You just gotta get a booth next year.
I know.
would-
Zodiac and Michi are no longer transphobic because they made a trans character.
I have trans characters. They're just not in Crackland. I technically
And we
have one
a
that
gender fluid one.
We
do.
We do. We have a very, very blunt definition of a gender fluid character.
Who literally changes their gender whenever they feel like it.
Yeah. Audrey, it was great meeting you too. Progressive. Well, I mean, do you want to
There
tell
we
them
go.
our magical Hades and Persephone retelling sad story?
No.
Thoughts on
Let's do it.
Thoughts on the moth meme. I hate moths. I love the meme. If the humans are pets and ticks and terns, are there stray humans? Yes. Yes. This is true. So, alright, you wanna go? You wanna explain,
Oh boy.
explain the sads?
It's what?
I said explain the sads.
I can explain this then. Okay, so it all started. How far back should I start when this? Like, should I start when like the first ship actually happened, and then we decided to make it a lot deeper?
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on real quick. Someone asked that. The parking spot situation is fucking great. I had that one asshole on Instagram that I was talking about, but we actually get 2 guaranteed spots, which is a lot more than we were getting at other apartment complexes, and we're happy about that. So anyway, Crackland ships. Okay.
Yay.
So go.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with like how because it slowly built up. So it started because so in Crackland I have my son Morgan, who yes is named after me for anyone who's not in on that fact. There's a reason, I swear. It wasn't an ego. He's not a self-insert. I swear.
I mean, we also found out that apparently you played violin at his age, which is also funny.
I know. Well, like he doesn't. I mean, I didn't have him playing violin in canon. I mean, I could. I totally could with his actual canon situation.
Yeah, and it would make sense.
Anyway,
yes. Go.
But then it's also really funny that he like does that, and I played violin in middle school. But anyway, so you have Crackling Morgan, and then you have Kai the second.
Yeah, we have
the daughter of Kai and Siren.
Yeah. We call her Kai female, and then there's Kai male.
Female Kai.
When they're in the same room.
Yeah, just like, cause it wasn't confusing before, cause Kai had a different name before, but then things happened, and now he's just has his normal name, so now it's confusing. Which, I mean, luckily, she roleplays Kai female, and I roleplay Kai male, so there's that. So we don't have to keep doing it when we type names. But anyway.
Don't eat the wires!
Tangents. And, anyway, so we have those, and then, like, female Kai is deaf, and she wanted to play music, so now she's found a way to play music, and yeah, so she plays the flute.
Because
and,
she's pretty much like Beethoven, realistically.
I love her. And, yeah, so then there's Morgan, and the thing already with Morgan is the fact that he's deaf. He's literally deaf. That's what he is. And he's a good child. And,
good boy. 10 out of 10.
But his thing, because I was thinking about him and, like, growing up and love and stuff, because the thing is, he's a horseman, and all my horsemen have, like, kisses that do things. So his just kills people.
He doesn't mean to, though.
Well, they kill people, but then if you're already dead and then he goes and kisses you in the other world, that's how you get reincarnated. And there you go. Magic. Or that's how you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Coughs. Anyway, it's not like there's this one fucker that broke that rule and became a cat, but that's besides the point.
I mean, but he technically already broke the rule to begin with, so like he's an exception.
He's fine.
he's a good cat. He's a good
an
cat.
anomaly.
He's a good cat.
I love him. But anyway, so but I was thinking, because I always thought with like Morgan and his love life is he can't have a normal because he's deaf. So, and then there's even the sad fact that Morgan on his own doesn't die, so he just kind of is gonna live for a long time.
See, it's totally fine. Zodiac just stole my mage thing, but made them the 4 horsemen.
It's fine. Shush.
No, I'm not mad. I just think it's hilarious because I was like, yeah, they can't die of their element, and you're like, okay, well, they can't die of theirs. So I'm like,
Well, I just thought it was like logical because I'm like, I don't know.
That's why I had my thing be mine. I'm like, if you're supposed to be this all-powerful being with this element base magic, I'm like, then the base magic can't kill you. That's just common sense.
Copy strike. But yeah. Like, and plus, I'm trying to make them at least a little clever, too.
Yeah.
But,
well, like, I love Bella's, since, you know, it's like, she can't be murdered. She can die, but she can't be murdered. I was trying to think
of something clever, because I'm like, okay, well, I can't just make it she doesn't feel, like, strong emotion, because that's already out the window when she was born.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, okay, well, how do I not have her be affected by war? And I'm like, I got it. She can't be murdered if someone tries to murder her with that intention.
She can be
she can be in a lot of
pain.
She can be in immense pain and be very traumatized and have
live.
issues with strangers forever. But that's okay.
But she'll live.
She's not dead. Anyway, so yeah.
So Ringmaster, he can't drown. Ringmaster's the water mage. He can't drown.
But yeah, so I was always thinking about, like, with Morgan and his love life, and I'm like, oh no, Morgan, you would totally be the character that just kind of falls in love with everyone, and you just fall in love all the time, but then you know what you are, so you just kind of ignore it, because it's like, because you know it's not going to work out, and then I had the cute image in my head that was like, because in Crackland he lives with the circus.
Yeah, he lives, Ringmaster adopted Morgan in Crackland.
Because irony. And it was adorable. And
he hissed.
So I thought it would just be really cute if, like, at one point there was a show going on and he just, like, saw this, like, really cute boy or girl and he's like, oh no, I feel weird. It's like, Matt, help me.
Help! Don't do it. I
Help.
have the spray. Don't do it. Just because you hide doesn't mean you're not gonna get it, boy. That's right. He hid behind my laptop to try to gnaw on a wire. I am right here. My cat's not that smart. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. And Matt is the best older brother. Matthias has always been my hero complex.
I know, I love Matthias.
I guess
okay?
I can say this because I mean he's not really a spoiler because when he shows up he's just kind of already there and everyone's like what the fuck.
And you're like, oh, you exist. Okay.
Yeah, because Ringmaster, like, I mean he gets his own book but he's not a main character. He is and he isn't. It's complicated. So Matthias is Ringmaster's son. Yes, Ringmaster does get a son later on. Because I've already had art of him too. Like. The only one that I'm like, what do I care? It's going to be so long because that happens anyway. The only ones in mine that are canon kids are Axis, Naya, Matthias, and Ida. Because in actual canon, like, Lorelai, well, she can have a kid, but she doesn't really want to. And then Adrian and Tybalt kind of go through things that make them kind of celibate for a while. Without going into detail. Ringmaster has a kid? How is this possible? See, I want to say it how he would say it, because his reaction would be like, well, you fuck. He's like, that's just kind of how he would answer. But yeah, Ringmaster has a kid. He has a beautiful little boy with long red hair and blue eyes named Matthias.
And he has the hero complex.
He has a very big hero complex.
And he the best big brother.
He is. And he's extremely flexible and a great gymnast. Which always, like, that's always been a thing, because he's a circus freak. You know, he was raised in a circus.
Right.
Because he's a lot, like, he's a not crazy version of Ringmaster. If I have to put it any other way, he's like if Ringmaster wasn't nuts, that's Matt. And Matt doesn't have powers. And so, I mean, he has a thing, but I'm not going to say what it is. He doesn't use it a lot anyway, because he doesn't really like it. I picture he had, like, a traumatizing incident, and so he's just like, so I just try to, like, not do it, you know?
It's fine. Just not.
But what happened was, like, we did a little mini one, where this guy, like, came into the circus to kind of, like, be an asshole, and he actually attacked a female Kai. He threw a fruit at her. And frickin' Matthias fucking cartwheels over to this guy and kicks him in the face.
It's a beautiful mental image.
Well, that's the shit he does. Because he's, like I said, he's very flexible and everything. So he'll fucking, like, do backflips and then just punch a fucker in the face.
and then Morgan's over there being the fucking pacifist.
Yeah.
He's the reason why, like, Morgana's just like, I would kill so many people because they make me mad. But my master's a fucking pacifist and he'd be sad.
Mm-hmm.
But, so yeah. And then, oh, right. And so, yeah, fucking tangents. Yeah, so there's that with Morgan. So I was always thinking that he'd be, like, really hesitant to, like, fall in love with somebody because he knows what he is. And he's like, that would be unfair to the person I liked. So, we're gonna just pretend this doesn't exist. But then, I don't even remember if it was just, like, me, like, just having Morgan be cute and have a cute kid crush, or if it was, like, actually something we planned before they met.
I think it was just a cute kid crush. No!
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say this. Because I remember now. I remember how it happened.
Shoot.
Okay, fuck, I'll just say it. So Ringmaster's dead. In Crackland, he's dead. He's dead.
Yep.
And he's been dead a while, and everyone kind of got over it. But Kai,
that's right!
Because they met at the funeral.
Now I remember.
Yeah, they met at, well, not the funeral, the memoriam thing. Because everybody kind of went over to the circus to, like, pay respects.
Like, well, now we feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, now I remember, because Morgan was sleeping,
Yeah.
and then he got really excited, because because at first he didn't think he was gonna be able to see his dad in the like his other place he goes when he sleeps.
Well, because
the afterlife.
normally he wouldn't have been able to, but
Yeah. But thanks, Gabe. Like,
yeah, he was really.
Thanks, Jesus.
It was the same day. That's right. It was the same day.
And so, he met him there, and he got really excited. And then he was like, "Oh God, I gotta wake up and I gotta tell like Matt about it."
I'm sorry. Someone put cries in Gucci.
Ah.
I don't know. This is so funny. So I should emphasize. Okay, so I should say something. This isn't really a spoiler because it's kind of in his bio, but Ringmaster isn't the age that he looks to be. So out of a lot of people, see, he died already. Gabe brought him back. That's how Dimitri got his scar, because they had to do something very bad. Ringmaster got brought back to life.
Poor fucking children.
Yeah, Ringmaster got brought back to life, and Siren like brought it up perfectly. This isn't a spoiler thing because it's not in my canon anyway. But she brings it up to him because we were doing math and we were like, wait, everyone like our normal characters are gonna be like in their 50s now. You know, and so
I have it written down somewhere. Like what age they actually are.
Yeah, well, I know Tybalt,
at least for mine.
Yeah, I know Tybalt, Noel, and them and everything. They're like.
They're in their. Hang on, let me look. They're like okay.
They're in their.
Like I have Noelle.
They're in their late 30s or early 40s, right?
Yeah, Noelle's like 35.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they're in their 30s.
And she probably looks like still in her 20s.
Yeah,
so
well, her and Tybalt.
Fine.
So.
Yeah.
his friends are the ones who just look older.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's hilarious because like technically in Crackland, like Lust and Pride are in their 50s now.
I know, right? But they look young too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Sloth is an actual adult now.
Yes. Who's like chronologically 43.
That's something that happens because like Siren kind of brings it up when he dies again. She's like, he wasn't like me. He was old. He like Ringmaster out of everyone's death. He's the permadeath. He's been the first permadeath of Crackland.
Or well, there was a different permadeath, but that was for different reasons.
Oh, this is well. I mean, does that count? Because they technically came back.
Oh, or well, I mean by reincarnation logic, but
yeah,
because Aurora died.
I know Aurora died. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I guess by reincarnation logic she did, because I had to have my cute cats anyway.
No, I know. I mean, we have a Deddy. We have her. She's doing cute Indian princess stuff.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so.
But yes, so, yes. But yeah, so, I remember now. It was because he met him and he's like, oh gosh, I gotta go find Matt. And like, meanwhile, because my thing with Morgan and like death and stuff, I'd imagine when you go to another, like, when he'd go to the afterlife, I'm like, okay, I doubt someone could just kind of shake him and wake him up. So I'd imagine like in those, plus because also my whole thing with my deaths is that they cannot like be killed when they're awake, but when they're asleep, that's when you can kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, well it would make sense then if like when a death sleeps, they're just like dead sleeping.
Yeah. Till
they wake up. Like on their own, as in they go to sleep. So that way it's like, there we go. So it all balances out.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and then it was really happy because since Gabe brought Ringmaster back, Ringmaster was able to meet him in the afterlife thing, which made everybody else really happy because that meant like, they're like, oh, well when he dies, we can see him because mages in my world, they don't get to go to paradise. They keep getting reincarnated. So that also means when Siren dies, she'll get to be with her husband in ghost heaven.
Coins.
And same with Tybalt and everything, so.
There we go. But,
Would the deaths need to sleep? Wait.
To breathe in their sleep? Yeah. They would. Like, literally, if they fall asleep, they become like a normal person.
See, I kind of thought of that, and I felt really bad, because I was thinking of how the previous death would die, because, without spoiling it, she got captured. And I was thinking, I'm like, what if she, like, like, it sounds like this is really dark out of context, but it's the only thing I can think of, because they can't die when they're awake, and we all know Morgana wasn't with her. So I kind of picture, like, when she got herself captured, she kind of, like, suffocated herself. Like, she, like, positioned it so she knew when she'd fall asleep she just wouldn't breathe anymore.
I mean, that's kind of how I pictured it. That's
okay, so that's how that's how, because I was thinking, I'm like, she didn't have anything with her, and you can't really, like, stab yourself in your sleep.
Yep.
You know what's really morbid?
So, just, it's,
you know what's really, you know what's really morbid, though, that you bring that up?
What?
I'm sure it's something Ringmaster did. Because this is something he would have done. Because he's an asshole. When he found out Morgan couldn't die when he's awake, I'm sure he'd be like, hey, you want to go pull a prank on somebody?
Oh, no.
And Morgan would be like, yeah, Dad, or whatever. And so, like, I just picture it like, this is a really fucked up image, but I think it's really funny. Is like, he'd have him hanging, but he would make it so he doesn't feel anything. So he's like, okay, I want you to wait until you hear someone come up and then scream. And Morgan's like, and it's a funny prank? And he's like, it's the best prank. And then just fucking leave. So they just see this, like, poor hanged child. And then he's just like, hey! And then they freak out and run away. Like, I don't know why I think that's really funny. And that is 100% something he would do.
Oh, I love it so much. And, oh, goodness. I love it. I need to keep working on the series or whatever. I need to do all the pictures for Morgan so I can post them.
You already got a lot done though so far.
My next one is the pet one. So there's that. Anyway, so I need to figure out how I'm gonna draw the dragon. Anyway.
Well, just do it. It's like a little skelly dragon. Here, I can help you try to find a reference.
Yeah, just give me a reference so I have something to go off of, and then I gotta make him skinny as.
The dragon, or.
The dragon.
Yeah, okay. Because, like,
we made the joke.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, we made the joke last night.
No, I know, because that's definitely because Ringmaster does necromancy, so I'm sure Morgan would be really sad, and he's like, oh no, it died. Wait, I don't know. I really want to call it Bones, but I feel like Morgan wouldn't name it Bones. Just because Ringmaster's an asshole. Like I said, he likes being very, like, specific, so,
Yeah.
Bone Dragon.
I'll find something. But yeah.
Well, because here's the one thing: it wouldn't have wings. It wouldn't have wings because it was a water dragon.
It's a water dragon.
So realistically, it would probably look like a snake, but with, like, upper arms.
Yeah.
That's actually exactly what it would look like. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on.
But yeah. So anyway, so, like, while he's having this really cute moment in his dreamland, which isn't a dreamland, it's the afterlife. Which anyway, like, Kai shows up because she wants to say hi, and runs into Morgana, and they have a chat, and she's just like, oh, because Kai's deaf, and
she's deaf,
like,
yeah.
Oh, you know sign language, and she's like, I know a little bit, I'm rusty, but yeah, and. So then eventually Morgan wakes up, and he's like, at first he's really excited, he's about to tell Morgana about it, and then he's just like, oh, there's a cute girl in my carriage. Help.
Just give it front legs.
I think you gave me the wrong lonk.
God damn it! I found a Target one, and I think it works. Shit. Oh, that is the Google Hangout again. Damn it.
You gave me there it is.
Just give it legs.
It's the snake. Fun. I get to draw a skeleton horse, and now I get to draw a skeleton snake.
With legs. Legs.
But yeah, so then they had a cute talk, because Kai also, because Gabe is fucking Jesus. He gave Kai, like, very minor magic abilities so she could basically read minds. Or she could learn.
Yeah.
And I have a fucking death mage who does that constantly. So I'm like, whenever that happened, all I could think of is just, like, April in the background, just like, hello, yes, I'm here to train her. I'm ready.
Oh, and ironically enough, she loves flowers. Look, it all came back around again.
Whoa. She's a flower man. But anyway, so yeah, so they talk for a little bit, and it's just really cute and shit. And then fucking Mitchie brought up the fact that it's like a weird comparison where it's like it's almost like Hades and Persephone.
The
And I'm like, oh no.
the consensual one, okay? I don't like the rapey
Yes.
one. I like the one where they're both okay and they both just hate Zeus.
Yeah, I don't like the kidnappy one. I like the one where it's cute.
I like
and
the one
where
he tries to
Hades is the only loyal husband.
Exactly. This is the one I like.
And it's adorable. And it's like, oh no, that's really cute. And so it spawned with that joke, and then I drew a picture or something like that, and because as I do, and then she colored it, because
That's what we do. I think I have the
that's what we
picture. It's on my computer. Hold on. I think I have it. Let me see.
Yeah, pull it up, the coop picture. And I still love the fact that while you were streaming the process for that, people were like, oh, such cute girlfriend.
I know. I love that too. I'm like, oh.
That's all I can say now. It's Kai and her girlfriend, Kai and Morgan.
Yeah, because Kai, not Kai, fuck. Morgan likes skirts, which again, like, at the circus.
He doesn't like pants. And
Yeah.
it's like, skirts are nice.
Yeah, and
They're
again,
flowy.
and like, no one in the circus cares. They really don't care. Like, some people, like, someone else was like, would they care? I'm like, no, they take the freaks of the freaks, that's why. Like, that's why they even have the outcasts from, like, mythical creatures. Like, they have albino imps, they probably have a fucked up elf or two in there, they have Alcier, I love him. I did draw him.
I do too.
Because he's just, he's like that jock brother, because he's, you know he's got your back, but he's also an asshole. Okay,
He's just a total dick, but
Yeah.
he got your back.
Did I put it in this one?
He'll kick that bully's ass.
Yes. Okay, I can't find it, so I'm going to Patreon.
Here, I got it's on DeviantArt. I got it.
Oh, is it on D? Did I post it on DA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the story of the seasons. Here,
That's-
I'll give it. There,
Yeah,
there's a Discord.
Just lonk me.
Boop. And it's cute, but yeah. So then, like, because Morgan's just really, it's just generally very effeminate, because that's what he do. Because he's just a sweet boy, and
his past life was also a very pretty lady.
yeah,
So
we made it make sense, so it's fine. It all comes back around.
Yep.
Because then we were having this thing, and it was cute, and then like we were doing stuff, and then now Morgan's learning violin because totally not. Well, I mean, he does like music generally, but he wouldn't have learned it if not to impress his crush without realizing it. So there's that, and so.
And it was really sweet because Blair gave him Ringmaster's old violin.
No, it was so cute. I totally forgot about it too. So I pulled that out. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
I think it's great.
So,
it's like, because that was something that really did happen in Ringmaster's actual story. Like, because he's always loved music, and it's the joke that, like, he's a bard. Because I always thought it was funny. And I wanted all of the water mages to have, like, some kind of music influence to them, because it's like, water, inspiration, and all that symbolic jazz. Anyway, because Ringmaster kind of has a really, really, really rough story compared to actually a lot of other people. So, like, when he saved up enough money to finally get a violin to practice, just because it's his luck, and it's kind of before he's the ringmaster everyone knows and loves, he, like, would practice, and he didn't know what to do, so he kind of just, like, shattered all of the strings in one thing, and he's just like, I gave up eating for a month to buy this thing. And this happens? And it's just like, yeah.
I love it. But then, yeah, so they're doing that. And so Mitchie had a headcanon that, like, what if in Morgan's last life, he had, his last life had a lover who looked like Kai, and that ended tragically.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, that could be really cute. So now we have that.
Yeah.
And that's a thing, and it's adorable. And also really sad.
And it's great, because the only thing that gave it away was Kai putting up her massive hair.
in a bun, and then Morgana got really upset because as the story goes, because I don't mind, like,
It's
I'll be vague, but
I mean, I think
not
you
super spoilery.
I think you can tell the prequel story, can't you? I don't think that's
Yeah,
what
I
it
could.
is.
I
Because
I can
don't
do. I'm
think,
just not gonna say like.
just don't
But
explain.
I'm not gonna be
just-
super specific.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, essentially, it's like, okay, like years and years and years and years and years ago, before seven sins and a baby happens, because the whole thing is that the four horsemen got like imprisoned basically for like
Pretty much,
centuries.
this happened before the sins even existed.
Yes, way before. So like the other three ended up getting captured, and there was just like the death wandering around, and that's kind of a hard one, cause yeah. But and she's very elusive, so I made her a very pretty, very sad albino woman.
She's like a ghost.
And,
I love her. I love the design. Can I show the design?
Yeah, you could show.
Okay, let me find
Go
it.
for it.
Because I know
and
I
then
have
like
it.
so I drew her, and then I was like, I don't like this outfit. Better outfit. But and then at some point I needed to probably doodle Morgana in a matching outfit because all the horses always match their masters because that's just cute.
I mean, Tetsu's the one who found it out, and you were like getting called out by her.
But yeah, so then like there was that, and so she existed, and then I decided to come up with a cute little story to it to make it all romantic and shit, cause yes, and so she basically met this guy that's our trans character. Ta-da!
Okay, wait, fuck. What did I name him? I named him something. I was like, I gotta remember because it's like Greek.
I can't. Hang on, I'm gonna go. Shit.
We had it.
I can't remember mine off the top of my head. Let me scroll. And but I made the story, and I was like, he's also deaf.
It was Debrea and Caloris.
Yes.
I think. I'm not
They're
Greek.
beautiful. And if you wanna show the
ship picture that you
the
did,
little tiny ship art I did, you can do that too. The ship doodle. But yeah, so he's deaf, and he's also a musician because parallels. And they just met one day, and I just picture it in the winter with a bunch of snow because I just think that's pretty. And and so they met, and then that's how Debria had to learn sign language so they could like talk in proper conversations back and forth. And that's how I imagine Morgana would be fresh on her sign language when she met Kai.
Yeah.
Because irony. And it's ironic because technically their hair colors are switched in the past.
That's what I was thinking, because technically the only reason Kai has white hair is because Siren's her mom.
Right. And if she didn't, she'd either be like strawberry blonde or brown hair.
Yeah, or like a weird fusion.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're they met, and it was really cute because she's deaf. They can't really kiss properly, but it's okay. And
yeah,
they're being
like
cute.
we picture these really cute images of them like holding flowers to each other's lips, like.
Yeah,
really,
and I want to do that too because I think it's just poetic, pretty, and I want to do pretty art. So
yeah,
I will fully allow myself to be shamelessly drawing crackland art when I shouldn't be drawing crackland art if it gives me some quality images. So
I know they're so fucking cute.
I know, and but the idea for the sad was that so obviously she makes her really happy because other than that she was just totally alone other than Morgana. But I mean, the horses aren't necessarily intelligent company. That not to say that they're stupid, but they don't it's like talking to someone that's always going to say what you want to hear.
Yeah, it's the horsemen, there's no real nice way to say it, but they're kind of like slaves, but they're like happy slaves because they were made.
Yeah, they're totally okay with it.
They were made to be servants to the horsemen. So that is literally their purpose.
So
it's kind of it's kind of
like
like Kamino to Tetsu because he's a lot like that.
Yes, and so it's like you have them and it's somebody, but it's not really somebody. It's not like a whole person essentially. It's a horse.
Can they boop? No. Yeah, they can touch.
They can totally touch.
In fact, he he and Kai can kiss Morgan and Debrea, but if they were to kiss back, that's what kills them.
Yeah, and so the idea for the sad is just how it's a really unfortunately timed accident, because she was asleep and he was just being cute and like was just giving her a kiss, and then just it got really timed up to where she woke up at that point and she didn't really think about it and didn't realize there was nothing between them. So she returned it and basically woke up to him dying because she did that.
Yeah.
And
And the thing is too, the way Morgan describes how they die, it's not painful, but it's so tragic.
it's just really sad because you just kind of watch it happen.
You watch it happen, and then like you described it as like their eyes glaze over white, and they
Yeah,
just
well,
kind
it's
of
like their eyes turn white because, well, it's almost like I imagine because with the other horsemen, when they kiss people, they get that ring of color around their eyes.
yeah.
And in this case, you just die.
They just
so I
die,
just imagine
so,
your
yeah.
eye just turns white
Uh-huh.
because there's no coming back from it. You just die.
Yeah.
So
Oh look, I've been impaled. Big cry.
yes, and they so that happened, and it made her so like so upset and so sad that she essentially let herself in prison, and that's how just willingly, unlike the other three. And so then whenever like skip to millennia later and now there's more, so when like Morgana sees the parallels, she's like, no, I'm not letting this happen again. It can't happen again. So which is also another thing, because like the horsemen, they aren't like the most, they're not the most deep people in the world, but they still feel shit. So it's like, just no, I'm not letting that happen again.
How
I
do
gotta protect my master.
How do I find this stuff? It's not out yet. This is just our shit that we've done.
Yeah.
The
most you'll find are pictures on like DV. Shit.
Yeah, but I am happy I've helped him figure out a lot of stuff.
You have. My story has a plot now with an end goal.
I know, it has an end now.
It didn't have that before, and it's still hilarious because you made
rest in peace the idea of death metal kindness.
Quite. But anyway, so yeah, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so that's their thing, and so now like Kai and Morgan are gonna be cute and they're gonna have their thing. And fucking Morgan went out of his way because he's so worried about it, and it's like, I don't want to be on like, I don't want to be with her if I can't like be with her necessarily. And it's like, so the boy went out of his way to go ask basically an eldritch monster, like, yo, will my love life work out? I need to know.
Yeah, he pretty much, he went to ask. So, okay, in my world, they always talk about the fates and fate and everything. And a lot of people, when they read it, are just going to be like, oh yeah, it's ironic. Like, no, they're actually, like, things. Like, they are physical things. It's hard to get them. It's really hard to get to them. But they are, like, these, as I see them, they're, like, these, like, a weird fusion of, like, an eldritch monster, but it's also fused with ice and, like, spiders. So picture, like Slenderman, because it's like they're really like lanky and they click and they're like they crack and they're really like sketchy, and they won't kill anybody. They just kind of do their job because they're just, that's kind of what they were made for. But when it's so great because Morgan comes to ask him something, and the one, because he finds the weaver. There's one of like each. There's I think I wrote it out there, but there's a cutter, which is my world's version of death. There's the weaver, and I think there's the spinner, is I think what I had it be. I have to look back at my notes, but because of that, he's asking him like this question, and then it's like, it gives him a really weird answer, and then I had to like put in question marks. I'm like, psst, they're not gonna understand. You gotta be very specific.
Morgan's doing his best.
I know.
Oh goodness, yeah, and it's really funny because like this is the second time that like Morgan's just kind of had a casual conversation with someone he's not necessarily supposed to.
Right?
And, like,
the first one was Athena, and now he met a fate.
Yeah, and then it's just like And it's really funny because that's kind of in character for him because in my world the way death is interpreted is it's not like death is basically just a bridge between life and afterlife. So
Yeah.
now he's like just a bridge between everything else. And it's like, oh look, it works.
Yep.
It makes sense.
That being said, there probably was a death that was an asshole. Like,
Oh, I'm sure.
that's
I
something
mean, I
someone
mean, have enough people say you're a monster,
yeah.
so.
I mean, that's something that happens with the mages, too. Someone was like, someone asked me once, like, oh, were the mages all good? I'm like, no, there were a lot of mages. And, like, good examples, Ringmaster did something really, really, really bad when he was young. It is still really bad. And,
It's all about that gray.
it is. It's all about the gray. So it's that's another thing that like they discovered later on is that like not all mages were good. Some of them were really pissed off about the situation they're in, and they're like, I am this power. I have this magic when no one else does. I'm going to. I know I'm gonna die because they're gonna hunt me down until they do kill me because I'm over the age of 13. So I'm gonna take as many fuckers as I can with me.
Yeah.
Like, let me think. That would probably be. Tetsu's was a kid. Alador's was a kid. Probably Adrian's past life. I think about it. Yeah, I think it would probably be her. It would have been hers.
Yeah, hang on one second. I gotta do it.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
As long as Ringmaster didn't do the bad touchy thing. Oh no, he's not that kind of person. No, I'm talking about murder. Yeah, Ringmaster doesn't do that kind of stuff. He openly that's actually a big thing that happens to someone he cares about, and so like that is like his limit. He doesn't. Don't bring him around a pedophile or a rapist because he won't even let him finish a sentence before he'll cut him down. Michi defending her kid Tien. I will because he a good boy. Oh, just murder. It's fine, yeah. Yeah, none of my characters. Well, okay, I do have a sicko that would, but they're not a good guy, so it's okay. It's not okay, but you get what I'm saying. Uh-huh. Meow.
And I'm back.
Meow. So it's really funny. Someone's like, I love Ringmaster as long as it wasn't like a bad touch thing. I think it's great. And I'm like, oh no. He and it's actually, it's really sad that. Hello, Morgan. Hello.
Hello. Are you alive?
I'm alive. My computer just disconnected.
Oh. Yeah, the stream died and everyone panicked.
I know. Hopefully it resumed and it's not okay. Good, it did resume.
Okay.
Sorry,
I was gonna
guys.
say you were cutting out and then you didn't answer me and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no. It full on. It booted me. But I looked at my phone. My phone stayed connected. So again, this is just my computer. So anyway, what was your question? Morgan?
Me?
Yeah. Didn't you say something? Hello?
Question mark.
Okay, anyway, what were you gonna say? Okay, so what I was gonna say was, I feel really bad that somebody, don't you do it. That's the router, don't do it. You're looking, nope, you get spray. I bought that router, it's brand new, don't eat it. Sorry about that, guys. My internet, well, not the internet, but my computer just decided to disconnect for some stupid reason.
Quite.
Anyway, that's right, you lick that vinegar. That's what you get. So what I was trying to say was, I felt really bad that somebody put the whole bad touch thing because Ringmaster wasn't molested, but somebody very, very, very close to him growing up was. And so, and you know exactly who it is. And so, because of that, like, he doesn't, There is no trial and jury for that. Like, if he finds out that someone's a kid diddler, he kills him. Or he finds someone to kill him. Like, and the worst part is if someone's like, well, he was innocent, or she was innocent, and he's just like, I don't want one less person to worry about in this world.
Well, oh well.
Oh, well.
Fixing poverty, don't mind me.
That's exactly him. That's what he thinks. Random question, what internet do you have? We can only get Spectrum. Our whole complex is like, yeah, you can only get Spectrum, so we have Spectrum. But yeah. You still there? But yeah, I think that's just ironic that someone brought that up. I'm like, oh, my poor boy.
Of course.
See, and then it's like, I backtrack onto, like, Tibble, and I'm sitting here like, you know, what's worse is, again, since he's just such a good boy, he just wouldn't get it. Like, even now, as an adult, like, if he found out that people did that, he would probably lose his damn mind.
I know.
He would be like, you know, I can see it now, where, like, his wife and her work buddies are, like, trying, like, a crime or something. And he's like, so what'd the guy do? And she's like, oh, he had sex with a kid. And Tibble just kind of 404s. And he's like, what?
Excuse me?
He's like, what? He's like, I know, it's disgusting. He's like, no. What? Like, what? That's not a thing. And then they'd be like, no, it is. It's a monstrous thing. It's like, no, it is not. Like his like world would be shattered if he knew like that. He's so naive. I love, like, he's not an idiot. He's just really, really naive and trusting.
Hello?
Hello? Morgan? Oh, no. Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you. What the fuck?
Hi.
Hi, am I back? Hello?
Me.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Like, we have to fix this.
It's like, okay, well, I guess metaphorically it's a curse. It's a curse! So it's just a curse.
Exactly. It's like, so we can fix it. Well, you can't really fix it, and I can see it now. It's like, well, you can't just fix it. It takes time. He's just like, honey, I love you, but we have our son. And then she just kind of stops, and it's just like,
We have a child who has constantly been of the debate, is he actually a god?
Yeah.
I think we can handle it.
Who was Ringmaster's past life? Can you say how each made reaction to their past life? Okay, I can say, that's not a spoiler. I never really thought through Ringmasters. I never really had to. I know that it'd be a girl. I kind of feel like she would have been an asshole too. Cause like, okay, there's this weird thing with the water mages. It's why, like, when I tell people that Zephy's a water mage and Ringmaster's one too, they're like so vastly different. But when, okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but it's not that bad. So Ringmaster goes through a thing that turns him into what he is now. Before that, he was very timid and shy, and very, well, I shouldn't say nice because he's nice now, but he's like a different person. And so, a lot of the water mages start out like that, where they start off very timid and shy and nervous and just all around fucking cute ass redheads. But I kind of picture that, like, his past life would have just also gone through something traumatic because there's a war going on, and just been like, you know what? They keep calling me a monster. I'm gonna show them one. Kind of like Adrian's past life. So, as for how they met them, Tetsu was confused because hers was a kid. He's a very sweet kid, too. He was a little boy, and so she was just kind of confused because she didn't know what was going on because no one had told her. Because where Tetsu lives, she didn't really have an education, and history has been rewritten so many times to where, like, they don't really know a lot about mage culture anymore. Like, very few of them know about, like, the awakening, like, power shift that happens. So that's always a big surprise. Why they can't really prepare for it. And like, so with Tetsu's, she was very confused. Alador was really sad when he met his, because I think was the most, to him was the most disappointing. Tybalt will try to fight him and say his was, but it was Alador's, because Alador had been training pretty much since he was born, or, cough cough, kidnapped. You know, that he's like, yeah, I'm this air mage, I've been practicing, I'll get to meet my past life, and I'll get all these questions answered, and it'll be great, because there is this moment when they first turn 13, that they get to, like, meet their past lives, and they get to kind of chit-chat for a bit, and the chit-chat depends, it can be as long or as short as the person wants, the past life wants. It's just once they touch, it's gone. So, like, they have, like, this weird moment where, like, I don't want to say time stops, because it doesn't exactly, but to them, it's kind of like time stopped. But, as we know, the world around them doesn't stop. Cough. So anyway, what happened was Alador was all excited already, and then he's in this, like, white void, and he finds this, like, bundle with a baby in it, and he's like,
Quies.
Oh.
Quies.
So, like, his was, like, completely shattered. Tybalt had no idea what was going on, but, like, Alador was really upset about his, and he doesn't talk about it. Tybalt's was very fast and confusing, and I don't want to say his, because his is a spoiler, because it shows up in the book when they talk about it. But, alright, night. Some people are leaving. So that was that. Adrian's, she was more scared when she realized, because Adrian's always been very, very smart. Like, out of all of the mages, I think next to Siren, she's the smartest. A lot of people think it's Tetsu, but actually Adrian is much more smarter than her. And so, like, Adrian, like, when it happened, she kind of figured out, like, oh my god, I'm a mage. Oh my god, my family's in danger. And so Adrian doesn't really give her past life much of a chance to, like, do the whole speech and everything. She kind of just, like, runs and hugs her and then awakens and the damage is already done. Cough. So, let's see, there's that, Lorelai gets to talk with hers, which, ironically enough, Lorelai's past life was a woman, which is really rare, but, her past life was a woman, and I love, like, because I need to draw her, but, like, how I've always seen her is she's dressed up like a Japanese goddess because she was Asian, so she's just got this, like, really big, beautiful, flowing green hair in this, like, really, really pretty, elegant, ancient kimono. She's just all around really pretty. And Lorelai's kind of like, it's really cute because Lorelai ends up being, like, taken aback by the beauty of her past life, and then she, like, kind of sees herself and she's like, oh, and that's what I am. I want to draw it, Michi. Give it to me. I need to design her. You can, Pastel. You can draw her past life because she is beautiful. She's always been really pretty. And so, let's see. Am I forgetting somebody? Oh, well, there were Siren's. Siren's is probably, and I feel bad saying this, hers was the most normal because she's old as dirt. So hers was just like, she was like, got this nice talking to, got all this pep talk. He was a very nice, finger quote, old man, but he wasn't old. He was 12 because they stop aging. So.
Scrum.
I don't have a design, girl. Let me get my shit, and then I will design her for you. And then you can draw her, okay? When you publish your book, are you going to draw the cover art for it? I'm going to try, but if not, I'll probably outsource it to my friend Kaylee, because with the Ticks and Turns book, I don't really care much about the cover, I care about the logo, but with the marked books, I have, so, I already have their covers in mind, and they're going to be very minimalistic, and they're going to each be a thing depending on whose story it is. So the first one is going to be, it's going to be a very basic black cover, but it's going to have Tetsu's earring in it. And then on the back, there's going to be something relating to the other character. that's in the POV of it for the cover, but I'm not going to say who it is because that's a, you know who it is, but it's a spoiler. It's a very specific thing for that character. And then the next one, I'm going to have Lorelai's headband and a wedding band, because that's also really important in the second book. And then I'm probably going to have Tybalt's hilt on the back of it. And then the third one, it's going to be Tybalt's...
Snickers and knowing.
It's going to be Tybalt's broken hilt, because things happen in the second book.
Snickers and knowing.
Yeah. And then I haven't decided the one for the fourth book. But that's like how theirs are, because they're very specific, because I hate covers that have nothing to do with the story so much. Like, whenever I freaking see a, like, fucking, like, human person, I hate photo covers. I don't know why.
Me too.
If it's, like, a building or a scenery or something, I'm fine with that. But whenever it's just, like, here's generic hot chick number 9, I'm like, because it's never how I picture the person. Whenever I read it, they never match.
It just, I don't know why, it just doesn't feel right. Like, it just feels weird.
When can I buy the marked books? Those are going to be years from now. Like I said, I'm working on Ticks and Turns. So Ticks and Turns will be out sometime next year. Don't know when, but it'll be out next year. And then after that, I'll be working on marked and stuff. Let's see. How does marked start off? Okay, yeah, I can say that. Marked starts off when Tetsu is 16 and she's preparing for her wedding. And then the other person's point of view... can I say that? Okay, so...
Impatient crying.
Well, no, I have to, like, think of how to say it. The other point of view is... It's, set up by a character who, she's on the human side of the war, so you get to see two different sides. You get to see the mythical mage side from Tetsu, and you get to see the human point of view side from this other person. And this other person is very young compared to Tetsu. Tetsu's about 16 turning 17. This other person is like turning 13.
Anyway.
Oh, well, you can see her fiance. It's really old, but Roland's in my gallery. He's there. It's not a spoiler, because it's literally like in the first chapter where they talk about it and you meet him, so... Roland is a good bean. I love him. I just never draw him.
He is.
I never draw him. I feel bad. I never draw my human characters. That's why I don't draw her parents. I have her parents on DA too. I'm like, you exist.
You're there.
I love how you design characters, Michi. I saw your character bios. Oh, thank you. Years of practice. Because trust me, back when I first made them, I was like, what are aesthetics? You just wear your color. That's what you do.
Hello, I am Zodiac.
So what's the plot of
characters.
What's the plot of Ticks and Turns? Well, Ticks and Turns is a play on words for twists and turns. Because steampunk vampires. Anyway, Ticks and Turns is a first-person point of view story from the point of view of Lance Laurent, who I don't have any updated art of him, so don't look on DA. I think I deleted a lot of it actually. And it's not. I didn't delete it to hide it because I hate people who hide their old work. I was just like, this is a really big spoiler. I need to delete this because I'm working on it. So it takes place from the point of view of Lance Laurent, who is a human pet who just got adopted by a pureblood vampire bureaucrat, Thea. And they go on adventures, and they learn about their society, and there's twists and turns, and plot twists, and it's fun. It's a fun time.
Yeet.
I love writing Lance because he's such a puppy.
Oh.
Because that's like the point, because he's like a pet. So
right.
It's great because they treat them like pets. This isn't a spoiler, but there is a scene pretty early on where like she takes him home and he's like never seen a real bed because she gets him from an animal shelter. And so
Quote,
he like
unquote.
kind of like sits on her bed, and she's like, "You can sleep here if you want." And he's just like, "I can." And then her dad comes in, and he's like, "Hey, hey, off the bed!" And he just kind of like sits on the floor.
Someone's calling me out.
Oh, sorry, what is it?
Secret to Zodiac's character designs. Gradients, yellow accents, inside of clothes is a different color, boots.
Yep.
Don't
Yep, that
call me
sounds-
out like
that sounds
this,
right.
Quirk.
Where can I
I
see
feel
Where
offended.
can I see your commission info? Well, right now, my commission info, I have them on a journal on DA and for Affinity. I'm only offering my Inktober moving commissions because I can't work right now, so they're helping me fund my move in my life right now. And hey, I like gradients too. Okay. The poor baby.
love me
Yeah,
so
Lance
bad.
is. I love him. I love him so much. Cause he's a shelter dog. That's exactly what he is. He's just, but he's not. He's a human.
He doing his best.
Yeah. I will say one thing though. It's not the most original story, because, like, it's been
Meh.
the basic plot's been done before. So I want to let people know that now, but I mean, then again, so is Marked. I mean, it's like that's something I tell people where they focus so much on my story needs to be 100% original all the time, and I'm like, but then you're not going to get anything written. Nothing is 100% original anymore, and that's why I love character stories over just the basic chosen one or the adventure. I like the characters.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rosie. That will help a lot.
It's like, oh god. I've just reminded myself, I feel so victorious because I was working on my world building shit today, and it was like I mean, yeah, when you get down to it, all plots have been done before. That's true, because there's literally a concept where you can sum up all, like, there's like
There's 7 stories, yeah.
Yeah, the 7 stories where all stories can be summed up to those, because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was working on my a little bit on my world building stuff today, and I think I've finally actually finished at least making the basis for all the gods and making all the species, and I'm like, finally, I can actually work on concept art if I want now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Here are the 7 stories, the 7 basic plots. They're right here. Overcoming the monster, Rags to Riches, The Quest, The Voyage and Return, Comedy, Tragedy, Rebirth.
Wink wonk.
But that's also why I emphasize. Okay, so Ticks and Turns is a lot more lighthearted than Marked. Not that Marked doesn't have comedic moments, but Marked is very much a dramedy, while Ticks and Turns is more of like a more modern YA story. It's also why I wrote it. It's a lot easier and lighthearted.
I mean, hey, we need some more good YA books out there, so.
Right. Did you get the tip I sent when I paid my commission? Yes, I did, Sable. Thank you very much. But I'm very excited. I like your premise from so far, what you said about all the gods and everything. It's really fun.
Yeah,
So
I'm having so much fun.
So speaking of,
Although I will say,
yeah,
what?
no, go
No,
ahead.
you finish. What did
Oh well, I was
what were
gonna
you
say.
saying?
So speaking of originality, when
Oh,
I
boy.
went back to listen to your live stream, and when you were talking about how like each god is a god of a different species, I'm like, I have another friend who has that exact same plot.
Yeah, there we go. I thought it would be fun because I'm like, okay, I want a lot of species, but I want a lot of stuff, and I've had a lot of fun with it because like my whole thing is, okay, I don't want to make all of these like very generic ass like every other species in a fantasy story ever.
Yeah.
Like I call it the Lord of the Rings thing, you know.
I mean, it's true.
So like for one thing, in the world I'm making right now, for example, there's the world, technically humans are not the dominant species. They are co-dominant with elves because humans were created by the sun god, elves were created by the moon goddess. So they're elves kind of quote rule the night and then humans rule the day, quote unquote. So essentially
I love it.
So they're like and then there's a lot of stuff I do that's opposite. And then I thought of like, ooh, this could be a really cool theme to be in there. Because I'm like, okay, so if I go off of like medieval stuff, that was a time where women generally were seen just a little bit less than men, at least, you
Yeah.
know? And then men were seen to be the ones who do all the work and are the leaders and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what if theoretically, because Sol and Loon, my sun and moon gods, which okay, I might have done something terrible, but I can't turn back from it now. I made a rule where all my gods' names are 3 letters, which was probably a terrible idea, but I'm sticking
Why?
with it.
Why would you do that? That is so limiting.
Well, you'd be surprised. I've been kind of clever, but I'm still like, why did I do this to myself? But it's fine because the only ones that are important are like the like 6 main ones, but it's okay. So, and those ones are pretty obvious, but I also wanted to be clever with those because, like, you see, you got like goddess of heaven and goddess of hell, and
Uh-huh.
they're hev and they're hell, so it's easy
Ha
to keep
ha
track of them.
ha
And then,
ha
and then I did
ha.
something clever because here's the thing: heaven, hell are technically they're twins created by. Because okay, hang on, because the only gods technically, because of course I'm me, I have to have a fucking creation and destruction kind of thing, but they're not creation and destruction.
Give me
I
me. No,
swear.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, but it's Gaia and where they have 4 letters, but and essentially Gaia is Earth, and then where is afterlife,
Oh, I like
and
that.
there's that. So they've created all the gods. So like Sol and Loon are their kids, but
Uh-huh.
then uh Gaia created twins, Nyx and Nox, which is time and death. Or yeah, death and time in that order with the names. But and so there that was so that the mortals that Sol and Loon made would eventually visit her, they're androgynous, but whatever, her lover in the afterlife. So time and death. But then after a while, because they're both kind of just they exist, they don't really have a form. So then we're created heaven and hell to help kind of keep that controlled with where people go in the afterlife. And then they created like this is where my brother gave me a really good idea for like a species. So like for death, for Nyx, he has I have these things. They're basically like these creatures that start out as like worms and shit,
Uh-huh.
but then as they eat things like decayed creatures,
Yeah.
they slowly take attributes of what they eat and will slowly become freakish looking monsters.
I love it.
And so and then like as they get bigger, they need like more food and shit. So yeah, and that's why they become dangerous. And so like eventually they start to look humanoid, just really ugly. And then as they keep going, they start getting like extra limbs and extra eyes, and then they look really freaky. But then and then because I have to have my reincarnation theme, because yes, Nox created the Oracle, which isn't necessarily a species, but it's one soul that gets reborn as any mortal creature, just constantly. So there's that, and then she's whoever they are very wise and like have a connection to gods and shit.
Don't eat
And so yeah, and then heaven, hell, they have angels and demons. That was just kind of a given. Which are basically just mortals they recruit to help them with their quest of either helping guide people on a good path or making people do bad shit, because chaos is fun. And so there's that. So those are the main 6 or whatever that like are important. But yeah.
No,
So
I really like it. It's funny you said your brother helped you because my brother actually helped me. My little brother helped me make the marked version of dwarves.
yeah.
Because there actually are dwarves. It's they sort of like they're sort of like vampires. Like people don't really think they're real.
Yeah.
Except mine are they're rock people. Like they're literally rock people, and like they don't have genitals, so they don't really have genders.
Uh-huh.
And how they breathe, this is so stupid, but how they breathe is they end up like breathing on each other like really, really, really hard, and then they end
I
up
love it.
like growing like a, I don't want to say a fungus because they're rock people. It's not a fungus, but they end up growing like another thing, and then it kind of pops off,
Yeah.
and they're like, "There's a baby."
There it is.
And they live.
I also
Yeah.
because I'm wanting to have fun with making the species different. Oh, that's right. I was talking about the thing with okay, because I imagine that like when Sol and Loon were created, the only like genders they knew, quote unquote, is each other. So Sol's a dude and Loon's a woman.
Yeah.
So they kind of created both, like for elves and humans, they created their sexes off of that. But for humans, well, it's kind of like men are the more dominant in society. The elves is the opposite. So technically, both societies are equally sexist in opposite ways.
So you took my idea.
Did I?
Yeah, because remember the sun elves, they go off of females. Because the female.
You're right, but
No, it's not the it's not in the same way. It's ironic. I think
Right.
it's funny.
no, yeah, but like, cause I thought that would be clever, cause it's like one has a god who's a dude and one has a goddess who's a female.
Yeah,
But,
no, and it makes more sense for them to be sexist. Like that's
Yeah.
something else I don't understand. Like people are okay. So I hate saying this, but I'm gonna fucking say it because I don't care. You need conflict, okay? Like I see so many stories where people try to be so PC that it's boring as
know.
dirt. Like
well, it's
there's-
also it becomes not believable.
Exactly. Like a good like in my story, someone asked like I remember a while ago they were like, "Oh, you know, how do they feel about gay people?" And I'm like, where the story takes place now, they're like okay with gay people, but they're not like, "Yay, you're gay." It's more like a lot of people will kind of I don't want to say they'll ignore
Yeah.
it. They won't ignore it, but they would, well, like Nettie and her family, a perfect example for Crackland, where it's like, yeah, you and your friend
That live together with a son.
that you guys have been together for years.
friends.
It's like, yeah, you know, it's really cute that you and your friend have this business together, and it's like, she's my wife.
Yeah.
You know.
There we go.
But again, it's one of those like I remember they had that conversation. I think it was with Gabe where they were like, yeah. But you know, a few years.
Because they did. Because I remember why. It's because this is when Dimitri and Gabe, as children, declared each other wives.
That's
and
right.
They ran to see the rich lesbians, and they called them like they asked about them being married, and it's like, we're not married. It's like, you're not? And it's like, no, we're
It's
not.
like, yeah, we can't but
do that.
but it's fine. And they're like, why? And it's like, well, they used to kill us, so like, you know, we're kind of taking what we can get. Yeah, we take what we can get. Again, it's one of those like that they don't care about. They definitely don't care about race. So like, there's so many interspecies. Wow, that sounded racist. There are so many interracial relationships. I mean, hell, Dimitri, he's Caucasian and Asian. Like everybody's mixing with everybody because they don't care anymore, because when the war started, they were like, we have to keep the human line like super pure now, because not that they really
human.
Yeah.
Don't matter what you look like, just be a human.
Yeah. And that's why they're also like, you can't really breed if you're gay, but I mean, if you wanna go do your thing in your house and
just don't do it in front of other people. There you go.
Yeah. Like you can be out in public, but yeah, they also don't like, you know, they don't make out in public or anything, or just they're kind of there. But that's like something because that's just it. Is like when people there's no conflict, the stories are boring, and
yeah,
I feel like too they never draw.
And it makes like, here's the thing, and and I hate this because like there's so many people who is just like, well, people aren't gonna like the character if they're not like perfect in PC. It's like, no, people can like someone who's great, and if they don't like them because of a certain trait, that's that person's problem.
Yeah,
you should be writing a believable character that's like has depth to them, as opposed to just a character that's perfect.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? Like, you don't even have to agree with your own character.
Exactly.
I mean, shit.
I have a lot that I don't agree with.
Yeah. Well, it's actually kind of funny because I pulled up my thing, and it was funny because obviously when I'm like doing this world building stuff, because I like what?
I was making a joke. You're like, I pulled out my thing. I'm like, you pulled out your thing?
No, I pulled up my massive Google document.
Your massive Google Doc? Really? Wow.
Stop. Anyway, but
you're not helping here.
But like, it was funny because obviously I was conscious of like, okay, I know Mitchie has good ideas. I need to not accidentally steal them.
I don't care.
So it was funny. Well, because I wanted to have vampires, because I'm like, yes, vampires.
Oh, you like how mine are like actually monsters?
I like. Okay, well, no, I like that yours are based on real bats.
That's the point.
So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I want to do that, but how do I do that without it being like Mitchie's? And I'm like, oh, what if I like straight up like a vampire bat? Because vampire bats are kind of smaller compared to other bats. What if my vampires are actually all kind of small and they're actually really friendly and mostly harmless? But because people are so scared of their appearances, that's how the terrifying stories of vampires happen. And their actual species are just bats.
I love it.
But they're not actually like they drink blood, but it's not like they're going after people trying to kill them.
No,
they'll just take it from like a cow or something if they can.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I love it. Because like when I looked up,
they're just small vampire people.
Yeah, because when I looked up vampires for mine, for I should emphasize since Ticks and Turns is like basic bitch Hollywood vampire marked as like monsters. They're not even mean. They're just like little bats. Like I remember when I watched a documentary about vampire bats, they just kind of bite and they go lick lick lick. I'm like,
I know.
That's
like,
so cute. That's what they do.
And I saw the whole. I know, and it's like the whole point of and then I thought it was cute because I was reading up on it. It's like, okay, so even if like two colonies are close together, they won't fight each other. They'll just kind of have like a mutual respect for one another. And I'm like, that's so cute.
Right.
And I'm like, I just want to make a bunch of like just a bunch of colonies of cute vampire bat people who they need more blood than like a regular vampire bat, but they know how to be smart and like people only die if it's by accident.
Yeah.
Or like by indirectness. And so they just take like little bits of blood from like different like creatures and stuff, and they're just like, we're just trying to do our thing, but then like other creatures get scared and they're like, vampires.
It's
and
so
they're like,
cute.
no, we're just bat people. Please.
It's like my fae. Excuse me. I didn't, because in my research for Marked over the years, I didn't realize how broad a term fae was.
Yeah.
Because like growing up, I knew fae as like fairies, pixies, and elves. That was kind of it. Then as I got older, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of shit out there. Like the fuck is that? So for Marked, I was like, you know what? My fae are gonna be based off of, they're actually based off of insects that just kind of evolved slowly. It's why they're really tiny when they're born, and they slowly grow. Because when a pure blood elf, I should say, Gino's different. I kind of made Gino be special.
Gino's a special baby.
Because I wanted him to be like just so they knew what it was like. Because when an elf has a baby, they're like the size of an orange.
I love it so much.
And then they just grow like trees. Everybody slides in like yeah.
Oh god. And I love. I had so much fun making all the species and stuff. And like, there's even a point where I'm like, okay, so I want to make like these species, but they're really similar. So how do I make like two separate gods make very similar species? And I'm like, okay, what if there were 4 gods who were made like each based on a season? But they kept fighting with one another because it's like, I want my season to be longer, essentially. So they were kind of like, quote, fighting for territory in a sense.
So you want
and they each created their own. What?
Oh no, keep going. Oh wait.
And they each created like their own little species. So they kept fighting. So Sol and Loon, like the sort of kind of quote king and queen gods over there, they're just like, okay, we're done with this. You 3, like you 4, we're just gonna make you like 3 different people each. And because I was thinking, okay, technically 4 seasons. Each season technically has a month. So I'm like, so now each season got split into 3 different gods. And so that's how people keep up with time and seasons. It's based on whatever god it is for that month or whatever.
That's
quote
cute.
Month. And so then with that though, each species that like that god made essentially split off and became 3 different subspecies.
Okay.
So I'm like, so they have similar traits and similar like general themes, but they're essentially 3 different species. And I'm like, yes, this is so complicated, but it gives me an excuse to make a lot of creatures.
It does. So, okay, so speaking of fun concepts, right? So My world, ironically enough, also goes off of the seasons. Marked is very important. It's why, like,
Right.
the basic nun, like the easiest way to say it, they're called the Sisters of the Seasons. And I remember being like, you know what I want that I think would be really cool is a phoenix for each season, but people only ever talk about the fire ones, and that's summer.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so like they have
Shit.
phoenixes around my world that are like the seasons, so they're like elemental based pretty much, and they look like a phoenix, but they spring and fall look more like peacocks. And I love them because they just kind of do their thing. They're just there. And there's a couple of them they're not like extinct or anything. It's just they know how to hide.
Like, yeah, and I was having, because I'm like, okay, I have a fantasy world. I want dragons, because dragons are the best.
That's kind of the point. That's kind of the point of a fantasy world. Everyone
I
wants
know.
dragons.
It's like, if you're going to make a fantasy, I mean, I say this, and I have 7 sins and a baby that doesn't actually have dragons, but it's fine.
I'm telling you, 7 Sins and a Baby is just a world where the Crusades won.
I know, it's just, it's a thing. Anyway, but, so, okay, but I wanted dragons, and see, like, I like having elemental dragons, and, like, I liked your thing about how, like, there was a kind of a main 4 dragons, and they're the elder dragons, but I'm like, okay, but I can't do that. It's stealing.
I don't care.
It's consciously stealing.
You can do it.
But I thought of a different thing.
Okay.
Because I also wanted other, like, creatures, but I wanted them to be, like, a specific, not their own species, but, like, their own creature, which honestly, dragons became a species after this thing, event, whatever. So I'm like, okay, but I wanted, like, stuff like, I wanted a gorgon or whatever, but I didn't want a species of gorgons, because I already have snake people. And,
You have Sneeple?
I have, they're technically nagas, but one thing I did, I was like, okay, I want them to be more snake-like, and I don't want them just to be like the boa constrictors that everybody makes. So you know what? Mine are gonna be venomous, and they're gonna live in the desert.
I like it.
So
do they actually have snake heads, or are they like anthros?
No, they have the snake bodies, but they have like scales on their body and other places and stuff
I don't
too.
know why.
So
I always loved that when people make like really sexy anthro people, and then it just got like the head of an animal. I don't know why. Like that's
Hello,
what
Egypt?
Yeah, because my lichens are like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I was thinking, okay, so how can I incorporate stuff like that, but like without it but I need to make it make sense. I'm like, oh, I have an idea, because I didn't really come up with any concept for demigods. So I'm like, okay, what if it all started when, like, because there's a lot of gods now. If there were 4 gods who each basically had a kid with a mortal creature, but they kind of, because they lived in the mortal world, these demigods had a big ego, and they sort of imposed more, like, essentially more of a right than they had.
Yeah.
It's almost like princes and princesses acting like kings and queens when they shouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Sol and Loon decided, okay, this isn't fair, and this isn't right, because we can't interact with people who don't believe in us. Well, they can just waltz around and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So Sol and Loon basically placed a curse that said any demigod or any child of like a god and a mortal would be turned into a monster of some kind and be restricted to a certain area.
Ooh, I like that.
So they're still sentient, and they still can like act and stuff, but they're technically have restrictions, and so they're still like. So I have these 4 big dragons that were the 4 first demigods, and now there's a bunch of other dragons, because obviously we got like 2 girls and 2 guys, and they're just like, I mean, hey, we're powerful, because and nobody's on our level, so hey. So then you had one that was based on each thing, like I think. And I also, because I really like that there's a lot of different interpretations of dragons, but 90% of the time you just see the kind of smog dragon.
Yeah, that's why I love that my dragons are each a different kind of dragon.
Yeah.
Because
So that's what I even looked up a little chart that like explained the differences between like specific kinds of dragons, quote, even though there's only one kind of dragon, quote. But like, so I made, I believe, here, I have the thing pulled up, but so like I have Silva, who's my she's technically a drake, but she's like, so she doesn't have any wings, but she's my like earth dragon. And she's one of the only ones that's like totally chill with the situation. And it's like, I'm okay, I'm just gonna relax in this forest and be happy and be wise and hope people come visit me. And she's got 6 legs, and she's just covered in fur, and she's just pretty and like chill. And then you have like my fire dragon, who's just angry, and he lives in a volcano, and he's smog. That's what he is.
He lives in a volcano too?
Fuck. Well,
Yeah.
like he can't leave the volcano. I'll say that.
Okay, yeah, because Ryu's island is like, because fire dragons can't burn, so
Yeah.
he just kind of like, I picture it kind of like how Athena's thing was. Remember when they all got sucked down into like that undercave place? It's like that for him too, but you gotta like fucking dive into a volcano. And so then like under
Well, it's like,
the mountain,
so he just lives in a volcano, and he's like, his name is hang on. His name is Sinus, and he lives in a volcano and just is angry, and he doesn't like people waking him up. So there he is.
Oh,
and
he's not like Foxy Grandpa.
Yeah, he's definitely not. And I thought it'd be funny. It's like, okay, you're already the stereotypical scaly, 4-legged, big, like dragon-winged, like fire-breathing beast. So what if I also gave you a gold horde? So his motivation is he gets his kids essentially to steal from like mortal creatures just out of pure spite.
I love it.
And he just has a horde that just was made out of pure spite. And then you have Nubis, who's my air dragon, and so she's feathery, and she only has 2 legs and no arms, just wings, just big bird wings. And she probably has the most. She and my water dragon probably have the most freedom, because he's restricted to the deep sea, she's restricted to just the sky and this one specific really, really tall cliff. So
this one cliff.
Just one, the highest one on Gaia. And where she can just rest and chill and be elusive. And her whole thing is that she doesn't want to, she still sees herself high and mighty, so she's not like her earth dragon friend where she interacts with people, but instead she has her kids basically, quote, spread messages on the wind, essentially. So she's helping people without having to interact with them. And so she just flies around. And then my water dragon's a serpent with like just 2 little front legs and then a big serpent body. And then he's just lurking around, and he likes having his kids help scare ships so they know who the boss of the ocean is. And he's just there. His name is Altum, and he's just hanging, and he's like, don't bother me. So yeah. And then and he's more fish-like. So yeah. And then there we go.
that was
so those are my dragons, and I'm gonna have more shit eventually with the demigods.
I love it. But that was something that always bothered me, which is why I did the same thing for mine. Because like my air dragons, they're either the Asian type of dragons where they don't have wings and they're just like the noodles.
Like Eastern dragons.
Yeah, they're like that, or they're amphitheres. Like you described how your air dragon
That's
is.
what mine are, like amphitheres. Because I was gonna make him an Eastern dragon, but I'm like, the water dragon be a noodle. I need some varying body shapes.
Yeah, and so that's why I think it's funny though, because like to me, I'm like, so the air and water are noodles, because, I mean, Athena, she's kind of top heavy, but she's got like a really long ass tail, because she's the mother of the ocean pretty much.
Right.
And then I'm like, I love it. The women, the both females are like spindly noodles, and the men are fat. They're both fat.
There they go.
Because it's great. Sorry.
Oh no, you can finish.
Oh no, I was just because how mine started was how my world started was creation and destruction. First they made the dragons, and the dragons made the world, and then hold on, moving leggies. And then it was first fire, so Ryu was first, then it was Athena, then it was air, and then it was earth. I don't have names set in stone for the 2 of them, because they're like mentioned in passing, they're not even, they never show up, so I'm like, you don't need names yet.
It's fine.
And then and then after that they started making everything else, and then it was man, and then it was just it was man, and then the mages and the demons, and those were the last ones. But
I totally forgot the most important part about
Yeah.
Altum, my water dragon,
oh yeah,
because he technically he's restricted to just the deep ocean, but like his feathered friend, he has one other place other than the deep ocean, which is this really deep underground cave with a giant pool in it. But he literally goes there and he just hangs out, and he just kind of silently hopes someone entertaining will come by and talk to him so he can stop being bored.
aw, poor baby.
Because he just gets bored a lot, and so like when he's really bored, he'll like make giant whirlpools and shit, just because he's bored.
Yeah, he's bored. Well, I mean that's a lot like
So-
that's a lot like Ryu. I mean that's the really funny thing is like Ryu learns from Tetsu that like dragons can have human forms, because he's like, I never tried, and then he kind of just does it, and she's really uncomfortable but very polite, and he's just like, and I love him. I love him because he's like,
I love Ryu so much. I love
know.
Foxy Grandpa.
He's a good hoe. Like he
I know.
because that's how he do. Like, because he's so freaking fertile. Like, you have sex with him, you're gonna get pregnant. There's no way around it. Because since he is the way he is, he's kind of like Athena's replacement, without saying who it is.
Cups.
Where it's like, if he is around a non-fertile person, then he just like, he's not rude, because he's not a rude, well, he's not a person, he's not a rude dragon, but he's just like, oh, okay.
You are.
I can't breed. You exist. I don't know why, because you don't do anything. Because you're just there.
I mean, I wouldn't fuck you, so there's a limited amount of interaction that can happen.
Did I just hear
But
good hoe?
you're there.
He's a good hoe. He's a good hoe. and I have a picture of him. I don't have a picture of his human form, because his human form, like him and the elder, they change their human form to be more attractive. Like they are the only dragons that can do that because of breeding reasons. Because another reason why they're horny all the time too is because they're like, their species is dying out.
Yeah, a little bit.
I had a friend be
Just
like,
a little.
like, why are they like that? I'm like, their species is dying. So that's how it was. Like, Ryu even talks of a time in the story where like he was celibate for thousands of years because there were so many dragons he didn't have the urges anymore. But with the war going on and them hunting dragons for sport, he's like, it's just there. It's there all the time.
It just never stops.
It's just never there. I need to breed.
Yeah, and I was thinking about like mine, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I like giving shit human forms.
Where
but I'm
is
like,
he?
okay, you know what? I guess the four main ones, because they're technically cursed, they probably don't have their human forms, or their humanoid forms, I should say, because none of them actually were they were a cross between a god and a mortal creature. As in, hang on, wait, let me think. It was my earth dragon was between a goddess and a satyr. My fire dragon was between an imp and a god or whatever. And then one was a harpy, and then the other was a mermaid. So I was like, okay, so you won't have humanoid forms, but your kids can. They can have humanoid forms. They'll just be humanoid, like they'll look vaguely like whatever they're essentially a cross of, like mortal wise. So it's like if it was like the kid of the water dragon and the air dragon, for example, I guess it'd be ironic I use that. It'd just be like a feathered mermaid. That'd be their human form.
I love that so much.
And so they'll never look. You'll always tell there's something weird on, but they're there. And so I have that, and it's so fun. Well, it sucks though, because I had my 3 protagonists, and now I might have to redesign them because I have to be weird. And I'm like, okay, I'll just make my humans vaguely based on, like, I'll have, because I'm me, and for some reason I have to keep things in like 3s or 4s or 5s or whatever. And for this one, I keep keeping things in 4s or 3s, or 2s actually. But anyway, that's
Even
besides the
numbers.
point.
Even numbers.
Me and my fucking patterns. But like, so I had my 3 protagonists, and I'm like, okay, there's gonna be 4 human kingdoms and 4 elvish kingdoms. And the thing is, like, the human kingdoms are like north, south, east, and west, and then elves are like northeast, south, etc. And
Hello?
this is based off like real life stuff. And then I'm thinking, like, shit, that gives me limited options. You know what? I'm just gonna create my own quote unquote races. And I'm gonna do it for elves and for humans. So I can be somewhat original. And I made a fucking list and I just have to sort it. Um because oh dear, the stream blipped.
Oh no. I was gonna say, we've been doing this for about 3 hours, so I probably have to head out soon.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'll probably have to get offline too anyway, but like, yeah. So I was thinking because I have a whole list of like traits or whatever. I'm like, okay, one race is gonna have this trait, quote unquote, or whatever, primarily, obviously. And then I'm like, and then even for elves, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a thing for main race of elves have like their ears a different kind of shape. So like you have one where their ears are like kind of pointed downwards, and then one where they're just really long, and then one where they're kind of short and cute. And it's like, there we go. This is my life. But now that means that whatever I do with the human races, I have to redesign my 4 main characters based on that. Like shit. Welp. Oh well, I needed to fix 2 of your hair, like 2 of you bitches' hairs anyway. I have to figure out outfits and shit that work properly. But yeah, so that's my life right now.
Oh, the joys, the
I
joys
can't wait
of
to actually
life.
do concept art.
Right? But hey, you know what you should be doing?
Comic pages?
Yes. I know you're working on it. I know.
Yeah, I've made the promise to myself. Every day, if I can, I'm gonna work just a little, even if it's like coloring one panel. I'm just gonna do something
hey.
so it keeps moving.
Some is better than none.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know what it is right now, but it's not.
It's
I'm
crackling.
not having that flow that I had before. But yeah,
It's crackling.
I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I will talk to you later. And yeah, I have internet again, so I'll be. The rest of this month, just so you guys know, is going to be very sporadic for streams because it's my wedding. Die. But once November rolls around, I'll be able to actually have a stream schedule because I do want to stream consistently because I love streaming and working and
Fame.
and I'm free, and I can work on my shit and I can get my stuff done and I'm very excited. So, thank you all for coming and for staying those of you who stayed the whole 3 hours. It means the world. I love you all.
Peace.
Smitches. Bye.
Bye.